Alright guys, this particular video that I'm going to share with you, it's actually a video that got deleted by YouTube because of a copyright claim that was made by a reporter of Khaleej Times. Now, it's as you know, most of the videos that I put up, I take it from newspapers, whether it's Reuters, CNN, BBC, Khaleej Times, Gulf News. So, and I also put the links. I put the links to the particular newspapers. However, this one I got a little shocked because among all the videos that I put up, this one was, I received this email from the copyright owners, the name was given Khaleej Times. So I was like, why are they, putting a copyright infringement when I'm putting up a video, I'm giving them credit for it and, diverting traffic by putting their links. So when I checked, it was one of the reporters where he had shot a video. He had put a video, and when I put the video, I showed a screenshot of the video and I put it on fast forward. So it was hardly like, I would say 10 seconds of the whole video. Now my video was almost 2 hours, 54 minutes, nearly 3 hours. And to prepare this video of 3 hours, it took me close to, I would say, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to make, research, edit, and upload this video. And 2 weeks of hard work all went down the bloody drain just for a 10 seconds clip. In fact, I even wrote to this guy and I said, "See, listen, if you want me to give you credit, I can. Can you withdraw the complaint?" He just completely ignored. Now, I know his Facebook page, I know his website, but I don't want to attack him because I don't want people giving him hate. But what I'm trying to say is, look at the smallness of their thinking. I mean, he just has a few hundred followers in his YouTube channel. He has hardly anyone in his Facebook page. Instead of collaborating and working, I wouldn't mind, I seriously wouldn't mind giving him a shout out and telling people, please check his work. Instead of doing that, you just put a bloody copyright strike. And even though I wrote to him and I requested him, he didn't bother to respond back, and eventually I had to delete it. So I'm re-uploading this video without his segment of 10 seconds. And, as usual, giving all the links due to the newspapers. All I'm saying is, in today's day and age, if you don't collaborate with other people, you will not get support. And I'm actually talking about your report, giving your newspaper links and driving traffic there for people to check and read more. So you should be happy that I'm talking about your newspaper channel. There is CNN, there is BBC, there is Reuters. There's even Gulf News that I speak about, and I give credit, especially Mazhar Faruqi, who is a very well-known, respected, world-class reporter. He has been awarded from so many international bodies. He has never ever put a copyright claim, never ever said, "No, you can't talk about my article." It's so funny that these people with 1 or 2 articles, they take their work so, it's my precious little thing. And people who have these massive articles with massive awards and all that, they don't seem to mind when you talk about their work. So I'm putting this video once up again. It's the UAE $1 billion financial scam that will destroy the UAE. I don't know if he had any hidden agendas, but then again, fine. Put the video once up again. So the video is going to be uploaded. Please do like, share, and comment so that this video gains the same traction that it did have before they got it removed. So I appreciate your support. And like I always tell you, I share these videos not for hate. I share these videos to share information, to educate the public, and to create awareness. So I hope it's looked upon in the right spirit. And I appreciate if you can support, because through your support, I hope for things to grow. So this is live from livemedia.com, sharing with you the same video once again. Hi there, Loy Macedo. Speaking to you from loymacedo.com. Who's Loy Macedo and Think Personal Branding? All right, in today's session, I have, as usual, international news, Saudi-based news, UAE headlines, property news, business news, and miscellaneous stuff, especially the stuff that expats have shared with me. However, in this video, I'm going to share with you something that is absolutely shocking. I've never shared something like this until now on the video. This was shared to me by someone working for a group of companies which is going to be involved in one of the biggest scams that is going to take place in the UAE. Now, just pay attention to what I said. It's going to take place. It's not yet taken place. What shocks me about this is the amount of information that I received, the details that I'm going to share with you, and the amount of money that is going to be involved in this scam. So, just hold on to your seats, pay attention, and like I always say, if you want to check the timestamp is put down below. If you want to skip to any topic, and my contact details are put down. So let's quickly move on. The first one is thank you letters that I've received from a couple of my YouTubers or clients or whatever you can call it. The first one is this lady. She says, I am a repeat customer of Loy. I cannot express in words the amount of clarity I received from his coaching calls. Not only do I receive clarity, but I also feel armed with actionable steps to move forward in business. Loy is very straightforward to the point. You receive a great amount of value in a short time frame. Highly recommend his service to anyone who has a drive to start a business or move past roadblocks in their current business. Oh, one last thing. He knows how and teaches you to make money in your business. Yes, most of us want to help others, but all of us want to get paid lots. Lloyd does a great job of bringing his aspect in the forefront. Okay, this was from a lady who not only wants to run her business, but she also wants to be a personal brand and make money being a personal brand. So I appreciate the kind words by this client. Really educated, highly educated client, and a person who really takes a lot of action. The next one is, this one is based in UAE. This gentleman says, greetings, I was job searching for a year and then I stumbled upon Loy Macedo's personal branding channel. I knew I was doing something wrong, but didn't know exactly what. So I decided to go for a coaching session with Loy. He immediately identified my weakness and suggested an improvement path for me. After his consultation, I started to get job offers and interviews, and finally got a job from a reputable company. I recommend Loy Macedo's personal branding course, as it has helped me overcome my fears and challenges. This gentleman is based in UAE, and the thing that baffled me about this client was very knowledgeable, really good at what the person does, one of the best experts in the industry, and I was really shocked that he was not getting any job offers. So when we evaluated, we found out what he's exactly doing wrong. And sometimes it's when you oversell yourself also, it can be detrimental. So this was one of those cases where too much of information was being given and, was being marketed to the point where a decision maker would look on him as a threat. The next one, this one is from a gentleman whose English is not a very strong point, but is very good at his job. So this is what he said. Hi, dear Loy, I hope you're doing well. It was really good to talk to you, sir. I was wondering why I was not getting calls or interviews. And when I asked you, sir, for your service, you made me realize that my resume has a lot of mistakes and errors. Really, my resume is looking far better now. The open conversation we have, how to prioritize my chances in the market. What I'm trying to say is that Loy Macedo, for sure, after his service experience, he's very professional and knows what he's doing. And it seems that he has long experience in the business. Moreover, he'll give you a lot of ideas to improve your career. I realize he's a very active person. I highly recommend Loy Macedo's service. So, really appreciate, like I said, this particular gentleman, English was not his strong point, but he knew his work. I think the challenge that he had was how he could market himself to others. Last if not the least, I got this one from a really good salesperson, very good salesperson who could sell any product or service but could not sell himself. So I asked him, feedback, and this is what he said. Dear lawyer, Sir Loy, first of all, thanks for the efforts put forth, and honestly, the best that has been put forth. The resume looks perfect, and as advised, I'll be joining phase 2. Phase 2 is where I have different levels of service, which obviously it climbs in terms of the money that you pay. But I tell people, like, you start with step 1. If you're happy with step 1, then you think of investing step 2, step 3, step 4. So he's moving to step 2. I asked him a couple of questions. He said, how do you found me? He said, YouTube. How assured your resume looked before? To be frank, I was under the impression my resume was professional. 3, the transformation process was incredible. 4, how does your resume look now? Brilliantly portrayed me in the professional form. Overall opinion of my service, that is my service. He says, I truly had to reshape from my comfort zone, and fortunately have you, Mr. Loy, as mentor. It gives me a lot of respect, which I appreciate. Okay. Thank you, Sir Loy, for your support and cooperation. I shall keep you posted for the transfer fee for session 2. Thanks and regards. All right. So these were a couple of letters of recommendation of happy customers. Like I said, sometimes if you market yourself too low, or you overdo it, or you do not know how to do it, it can work against you. So these were happy clients. Coming to the engagement bit that I had on YouTube, I put up this poster, or rather JPEG image, where when Abu Dhabi announced, on social media, this big halagula was going on about Salik being introduced on its roads and bridges. So I asked, what are your thoughts? And I got a couple of them, so I thought I'd share with you. One was pretty funny. It says, the fuck is Salik? Is it a condom brand or what? Then you had Tahir Munir, who says, UAE is becoming poor day by day. First VAT, then banks merging and employee terminations, then businesses closing now with Salik. Then you had Samid Shankar Gowda. Okay. They don't have any other source of income. They're getting poor, so this might be one of the source of income for them. Well, my thoughts on this is UAE needs to make money because it has dug itself in a hole. The hole that it has dug is by increasing salaries, by making citizens dependent on a lot of free benefits from the government. So when you increase salaries, that is, you're increasing the overheads. When you give them free benefits and they're used to it, then if you withdraw it, they will speak against you. So now they have to maintain the standards for which they kept during the boom period, which is why all this money is going. And then on top of that, you also have the announcement of Expo 2020. You have all these projects which are coming up. And this is really digging into UAE. The next one is from Tawqir Hussain, who says, reduced traffic is more like we want to make Abu Dhabi exclusively for Arabs and locals. And there's going to be UFC 242, that is Ultimate Fighting Championship, is for those who are MMA fans. Khabib versus Poirier, and they want to normalize toll so they can profit off it on September 7th when lots of tourists are going to arrive, hopefully. Okay, this is Tawqir Hussain. Nice to know he's an MMA fan. Then Ravi Kumar Bhatia says, UAE has to feed its locals as they are used to freebies. Seems the country is broke and they have to find a way to feed their local population. Khalid Maro Hombasar. Hope I got that name right. What to do? There is no shortcut. That's the only way, but strategy will slowly lead to disaster, only getting worse. Samir Sheikh says, easiest way of income by applying Salik road tax. Then we have Aman Miglani says, Loy Macedo pretends to be smart, but he's the biggest chutia I've ever seen in my life. Thank you very much, Mr. Aman Miglani. And Jasi Paroni tells Aman Miglani, shut up. Okay, a bit of action there. Han Clarkson says, Salik is daylight robbery, how to screw foreigners, locals. At the end, they have income coming, but expats want kick. Okay, Mohammed Irfan says, come on, Loy. Till these days, they give free. Now they're asking money, which means they don't have. So now they're squeezing poor people to fulfill their needs. KL says, Aman Maglani, agree with you 100%, brother. If a person's oversmart, others can judge him. A person doesn't have to pretend to be oversmart. Moreover, I agree he's a chutia, but then for people like you, I watch his channel. Okay, KL, I don't know whether supporting me or against me. Okay. Rajat Gupta says, surely it's increasing expensive day by day in UAE right now. Kishore Wadwani says, daylight robbery, Salik. PJDSA says, who is a very frequent contributor to my YouTube channel. Yeah, they said the same thing many months ago. Abu Dhabi has lots of people, good way to make some money. Moma Ali Khan says, boss, even in India, we have a hell lot of toll gates. We can't help with that. Then Mahira Shah says, why they want people to live, throw everyone out better. Primary account says, first UAE should give us citizenship. Lloyd Fernandez says, thank. I don't know, what is he, thank? Okay, maybe he's thanking me for the post. Okay, Billy says, it's more of a, what are you going to do? Let's go back to installation on Etihad Road. Same promise, no results. Yeah, off-peak traffic is low, but it's irrelevant. There are people who also say that even though Salik has been introduced, traffic is not going down. Then Sandboy says, what's the solution to any traffic jam in the world as a responsible solution? Everyone who's object to what Abu Dhabi should do, road tolls in every country in the world. UAE is the last one to introduce them. To all UAE haters, how is the road condition in your country? What is the government going to do regarding that? So Sandboy supporting Salik. Okay, Sheikh Shabir Kagalwala says, Loy, you, myself, and for those who left UAE on time, think ourselves as fortunate and happiest people. Thanks to Almighty Allah who removes us from the calamity of UAE, because the golden days of UAE will never return again. Was waiting and dreaming of the return of its glory, golden glory, and is wasting of your resources. Okay, some people believe that UAE is finished. So Shabir Kagwala also believes that. He also adds by saying UAE has burnt their hands in Yemen war and is the best brotherly state, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is Islamic's holiest sites, and due to Hajj and Umrah done by millions of Muslims, they get their bread and butter. But UAE has to depend on tourists. A really intelligent point shared by Shabir. Okay, so now what to do? How to get bread and butter? They don't have any options left apart from taxing expats and implementing new taxes and fines. So that was a pretty intelligent comment. ZB says, again, they'll scare away tourists and possible investors. A road toll is always the lazy way to generate more cash. I'm sure a big part of it will be used by oil boys to keep the extraordinary lifestyle. The runaway princess took 300 million from Sheikh. Any questions? Loy can make more about the Philippines. Thank you. Well, didn't understand that. Astrid 0705 says, it's a pure money think like middle age. It'll not change or reduce traffic at all. I totally agree with Astrid. And Brema says, rolling my eyes, we all know the reason. Yes, because the treasury is empty. Then Shushant Singh says, I do not think expats are leaving. They used to a nice life there. GCC has a worse place like KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait, which is pathetic for expats. If you compare UAE with them, UAE is way better. Well, you do have a point there, Shushant Singh. Then Arun Ramesh says, if it's like this, expats will leave UAE within 5 to 10 years. I think UAE is heading towards the most dangerous recession, worse than 2008-2009. I think UAE is going bankrupt like Greece, which faced debt crisis during 2008, financial crisis, and Greek bounced back slowly. UAE is headed towards the worst, most dangerous recession in 2020 due to Dubai Expo. Okay, so these were some of the comments for the post that I put up on YouTube. This is what people said. I also conducted a kind of voting by people, because quite a number of UAE expats and Middle East expats, they check my video. So I put up a poll where I asked the question is, Abu Dhabi is going to start a Salik road toll on its roads and bridges as it claims to reduce traffic, brings about modernization, and offer better facilities to expat and citizens. Say, according to you, I give them two options. One is Salik is a good thing for expats and citizens, or Salik is a bad thing for expats and citizens. We got 15% that says it's a good thing. And I got 85% that said it's a bad thing, around 743 votes. Among some of the comments that I received, which I thought I'd share with you, is one is Jamal says, tax or no tax, Salik or no Salik, it's their country, they can do whatever they want. which is absolutely true. Jamal, I agree with you. JC says, all you fucking losers saying it's a good thing. It's just another tax. It'll do nothing to elevate congestion, as you still have to drive to work because Abu Dhabi public transport situation is a joke, which is very true. They have a multiple number of bus routes with 3 buses per route. So do you think they would come around every 20 minutes or so? I totally agree with JC because the transportation system which is there is very primitive in nature. And unlike Europe, where you can at least cycle to work or you can even walk in the Middle East, I doubt you can walk in 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Kishore Wadwani says the country will get screwed very soon. Carl S says Salik is really good. If one case it solves the trouble. I lived 6 years in Dubai and I never saw the traffic solved. So I think Salik is a good source of money to the government. Fair enough. Okay. Angel Junior Franco says just another to get money from expats. I think Abu Dhabi's economy is not doing well. This is another way to earn pocket of expats and citizens. Yes, you're right. Angel Junior Franco, whatever his name is. Okay. Ankur Chaturvedi says even London has congestion charge, but it's time bound, so it's off peak hours. They don't charge congestion tax. But in Dubai, even in the night at 4 a.m., it will charge you. The taxis also want you to pay for Salik. And if they're really worried to reduce congestion, they would not impose Salik for non-peak hours. Well, Ankur, you are pretty right. Mr. Rech says they're learning from Uncle Sam. Sandeep Singh says, search in Google, build it, and they will come, not working anymore. Very true. Dubai, or rather UAE, always lived on this philosophy that if you build it, people will come. This used to work when Dubai was green and people saw UAE as an opportunity to make money, but today that concept is not working anymore. If you build, it doesn't mean that people are going to come. So if you build a house or if you build the infrastructure, doesn't mean people are going to come running. They are going to evaluate, is it worth it or not? Hocus Pocus says, what do you expect? They are dealing in crude oil. They can't open legal brothels. They need to make money. Sunil says tax-free days are over in UAE. Next would be OXEC, tax on oxygen. Oh, okay. Imran Reshamwala says, if you want to enjoy the luxury of UAE and luxury cars, then you have to pay a price for it. India has told, but UAE only use for freebies. Okay, Imran, if you want to pay more, good for you. Okay. Ankit Madhawk says, UAE needs the money, that's why they're doing all this. Gito Samuel says, Arab claim tax is haram. Salik is also a tax. Well, you can say stuff is haram and all that, but end of the day, money is money, okay? Clarissa Villena, who is a common contributor, she says, it's bad, especially if expats, cause it'll add more expense. You're true. And Brimmer says, bad is an understatement. Then Ali Ayat says, it seems the economy of UAE is not doing good anymore. I'm afraid the citizens and the expats would sell their cars and get scooters like Saudi Arabia. I doubt they'll get scooters because it's so bloody hot. And the distances are pretty large. Scooters are only good for short distances. And, good if the climate is pleasant. If it's not pleasant, you definitely need a four-wheeler and air conditioning. Average bodybuilder says garbage. The Dubai government will always discriminate against expats. Okay, Shabir Kagalwala says, next year Sharjah will also make the progress like Dubai and Abu Dhabi by introducing Salik. This is the best business in the name of public safety. Very true. I always told people the day Dubai introduced Salik that one day Abu Dhabi is going to introduce, then Sharjah, then Ajman, then Russell came, and then the whole of UAE. Then the whole of UAE is going to charge you Salik. They're going to claim that traffic is going to reduce, which is bullshit. It's just a way to make money. Narasimha Raju says, there can be one-time road tax if roads and bridges have to be maintained. Even if Salik is implemented, it has to be only once per day en route. People start restricting their movement because of Salik, and this is not good for business. Very true. I totally agree with Narasimha Raju. Carlo Asunsan. I hope I got that. Asunsan? Okay. Oh my. Are we going to use separate road for that? In my opinion, it's a bad thing for expats. Nowadays, it's very expensive to own a car in UAE. I have second thoughts of selling my car now. Okay. Shabir Kagwala. once again, he says, why should Abu Dhabi remain backward as far as loot from Salik is concerned? Now that day is not far when the UAE government will tax oxygen by giving excuse we are protecting the environment by using Salik on oxygen. A pretty funny one. Good one. Okay, Alan's Richard Victor says, Loy, all the expatriates, including me in the Middle East, have been enjoying world-class facilities in terms of restaurant, malls, and recreational centers. Why not we pay for it? Okay, good one. Okay, Rosian says, there's already a decrease in tourists and workers, now will decrease even more. Amasco says, those who don't like it, why don't you go back to your perfect countries? Yes, there you have a supporter of UAE. Atal R says, can an Arab design a building? Well, I guess there are educated Arabs who can design building. Wajid Saha says, after introducing Salik, the output given by RTA is excellent. I think RTA formation is the best decision by Sheikh Mohammed. Love you, RTA and Sheikh Mohammed. Wajid Saha really wants to kiss ass. Okay. Amir Shahid says, dear Loy, expats and citizens are receiving many facilities when they are in UAE. World-class bridges and roads. They have to pay for it to keep it maintained for the next generation. Otherwise, UAE next generation will travel by camels as the elders. Good, thought-provoking stuff, Mr. Amir. Expats and citizens are paying for luxury vehicles and maintenance, so definitely they have to pay for roads and bridges. Primary account says, Dubai already has 6 Salik tolls. One can have breakfast instant. Yes, 6 4s are 24 dirhams you can get breakfast. Good parota with chicken at least. John Verghese finally says, UAE and Saudi have started living off taxes levied. They need to realize that neither they will get expat nor tourists after the recession hits them this year. So these were comments by the different viewers of YouTube. Like I said, whatever you share, I will, share it with the people. So what I realize is the majority of the expats in UAE do not find Salik useful, do not feel that Salik is going to reduce traffic. 15%, which is a very small majority, feel, yes, Salik is useful. So I don't know. You tell me if Salik is actually going to reduce traffic. You're living in UAE. Do you see Salik actually reducing traffic? Those who live in Dubai, have you seen any bit of difference, especially those who have lived for a couple of years? Let me know in the comment section below. I definitely am very curious to know whether you feel or whether you've experienced Salik contributing to reduction in traffic. So now, let's move on to the next bit. All right, next I thought I'd share with you a couple of YouTube links videos. I'll give you screenshots because obviously I do not want to get flagged by YouTube for taking other people's content. So these are a couple of videos which I thought would be very interesting for you to watch. One is Dubai Expectation versus Reality by BBC News. They just give me a snapshot about UAE, what people expect and what is the reality or the situation. Do watch it. It's pretty good. Another one is Expo 2020 site. Now it's open to the public for a free tour. It just gives you a happening of what is taking place in UAE. And I feel this is more like a public relations event strategy by Expo 2020. Pretty good. It'll give you an idea of how UAE is moving forward, but I do feel that it is putting tremendous amount of pressure on contractors and consultants, especially when they have to, show people the progress. Next one is, this one was pretty shocking. It's Iranian professor. I find this guy really logical, and I've seen him in many of the interviews, especially with Al Jazeera. He says very powerfully that UAE will cease to exist if the US-Iran war breaks out. Do watch it. Very powerful. Another one is UAE secret prisons and torture revealed. Controversial video. Next one is UK Human Rights Conference. The atrocities. UAE atrocities continue with international complicity. Hope I got that right. Okay. Then Iran Foreign Minister Mohammed Javad Zarif says nothing is inevitable with the US and Iran. A very educated guy, a guy who speaks very logically, very powerful, good personality. I kind of enjoy listening to him talk. Watch the video and give me your thoughts. Then you have This one was shared and overshared, and to the point where I think almost everyone has seen it. This is Dubai royal insider breaks his silence on escape princess. 60-minute Australia. Almost everyone has watched this video, I'm pretty sure, who is based in UAE, although not many people can share it because they're worried. But the one part that really got me was kind of looks like the person who's speaking, this nephew, is gay or had a sex gender change. I'm not too sure. I think it's more being homosexual. Okay, these are my thoughts. But anyway, next one was this one is nothing related to UAE, but I thought it had global implications. Why Toyota killed the FJ Cruiser. For those of you who are in UAE would know that when FJ Cruiser was launched, it was one of the hottest selling things in the UAE. Almost every local who couldn't afford a Pajero purchased the FJ Cruiser. I know a couple of local friends of mine, many of them purchased this. And why Toyota killed it, and now why it's on the resurgence. Then rise and fall of Subway was another really interesting one. I thought this would give you insight into UAE's economy also. So do watch the rise and fall of Subway. Really intelligent analysis. And last but not the least, this video, it was uploaded, but then it got deleted. And now you just have to search for it online. I do not know why YouTube removed this. But Google search Alexandria Cortez versus ICE director. This female is so fucking irritating. I cannot stand her. I think she talks nonsense and she talks garbage. She was trying to corner the ICE director. Now, just to give you a background story, the ICE director is the one who brings out policies and rules for the immigrants who are trying to get into the United States illegally. So when they try to get into the United States illegally, they get arrested, and because of which they get separated from their children. So Alexandria, this female congresswoman, she was trying to imply that the ICE director was jailing, or he was bringing out rules to separate parents from their children. So she kept trying to corner him by saying that, encourage parents being separated from the children. And he gave a brilliant response. He deserves an award for this. He said, if you commit a crime and you get arrested, obviously you'll be separated from your children when you are in jail. When you are arrested for committing a crime, the children don't come with you to jail. So the example he gave is, if I was caught drunk driving and they're going to put me in jail, so technically I'm, separated from my children. So, and then she says, oh, you can't compare drunk driving to seeking asylum. Well, seeking asylum is kind of like you're helping humanity. She wanted it to sound. So he gave another brilliant response. He said, you want to seek asylum, seek it through proper channels, legally. Go through the assigned, border gates. Don't try to jump over walls and break the rules and doing stuff illegally. So when you break the rule, you commit a crime. So amazing stuff. I do not know why YouTube deleted this, but I would highly recommend a Google search and watch the video and give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts, because they keep portraying Donald Trump as this bad guy, but the fact of the matter is he is doing whatever it takes to ensure law and order in the country, and is protecting his own country, which every other country does. France protects its economy. UK protects its economy. I mean, why should the United States all of a sudden be charitable towards illegal immigrants? So you give me your thoughts. What I see is, if you're seeking asylum, seek it through proper channels. If you're having problems in your own country, then and you're trying to get into another country, do it in the proper fashion. So, sorry, got a cold. So this was one of the videos which I highly recommend you have a look. Now, let's move on to international news. So now in international news, you have, this one was really, caught my attention. It seems that a US judge has approved the lead counsel in a $4 billion class action lawsuit against OneCoin. OneCoin was pretty popular, which was involved in cryptocurrencies. So now they have a $4 billion lawsuit. This is a New York federal judge has announced his decision in appointing Levi and Korsinski with Silver Miller as a lead counselor for a $4 billion lawsuit against cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme OneCoin, in which Donald Perdue, I hope I got that name right, has appointed as lead plaintiff. Very technical stuff. Anyway, see, the reason why I'm sharing this is because if this goes ahead and they do have a class action lawsuit against a cryptocurrency or these company, then you're going to have many more such suits following, because people are just waiting and watching to see, can they actually take such people to court? So I would say that if you are having some amount of interest in cryptocurrencies or you have invested in cryptocurrencies, you need to pay attention to news like this. And like I always tell you, when you're going in for new technologies or when you're going for new, when you're trying to be an early adopter of anything that is new, there is chances that it can fail, especially if the government doesn't support it. So all the early adopters who are expecting the cryptocurrency to be a game changer, please keep in mind that this is nothing but hope for the future. Yes, cryptocurrency will have its use, but making quick money is not going to be the direction. And if you have invested money in this, I expect for another 10 to 15 to 20 years, nothing much is going to happen there. I don't see anything much happening because what I look at cryptocurrency is people are investing money in this just to make a quick buck. And there are a lot of people who invested money and thought, oh, now I'm become a billionaire or millionaire and I can sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor. That is the belief that I took a risk. Well, easy money, easy come, easy go. That's what I always believe. So those of you believe in cryptocurrency, you can continue believing in that. But remember, if it crashes and burns, your money is going to go completely. So be careful. Next one is, this one is a good read. I highly recommend it for you to read it. The title is Billionaires Who Lost Everything, Who Declared Bankruptcy. These are the 10 billionaires who have gone broke or bankrupt. Do have a read, really insightful. I love reading stuff where people who assumed that they were untouchable, that they were great visionaries and leaders, how they got exposed. The next one is by Al Jazeera, which has kind of exposed the social media or the online warfare that is taking place, which is the next revolution, where they set up fake Twitter accounts to impact the Gulf crisis. In this article, I mean, the part that really made me think was the blockade of Qatar, the war in Yemen, the Gulf crisis that is there, with UAE and Saudi on one side and Qatar on the other, and all the other Gulf states. All this was actually promulgated on social media even before it started. And Al Jazeera has analyzed more than 2.3 million tweets of almost 2,400 accounts from 2017 to 2018. I mean, how do you analyze so much of data unless you have a software that is actually doing that? So worthwhile to have a read of this article, and especially, I think, the fake news that comes in. Saudi news, you have Saudi, as per Bloomberg, it's planning a plan B route from to avoid the area of Hormuz, which they feel is very dangerous for it, which I don't blame them. I'll be speaking to you more about the shipping news that I got from one of the expats. Then you also have Gizmodo.com that reports and shares MBZ. He has this ridiculous futuristic city. Why it is ridiculous is because in that he has schools which will be hologram. That means no real teachers. You will have, like this futuristic Blade Runner kind of like images, like people there's a hologram image teaching people and communicating with them. You'll have cloud seeding with artificial rain. You will have a Jurassic styled park with robot kind of reptiles. You'll have robot maids. You will have cage fighting, which is also robots, flying taxis, which will replace ground transportation, total surveillance that will be done by drones. You'll have face recognition gear, it's everything will be artificial. In fact, even the moon and the stars, everything will be artificial. And he also will be focusing on having a beach which will glow in the dark, like one of those neon kind of material. So I mean, it sounds nice. But it's kind of spooky to think about, being realistic. It's one thing to watch it in a movie, the other thing to really have it in front of you. The thing that was pretty disturbing about the whole article was forcible relocation of 20,000 people from their houses or from the places where they stay into this area where everyone is going to be, you're just going to have everyone under surveillance by the government. So this journal was obtained, which is around 2,300 pages, was obtained by, I think it was one of the leading newspapers, can't get the name right now. Okay, Washington Post? Okay. It was prepped by Boston Consulting Group, McKinsey and Company, and Oliver Wyman. So you have Murtuza Mohammed Hussein, who shared this. The Wall Street Journal, yes, the Wall Street Journal kind of exposed this. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Saudi is losing its mind? Is MBZ thinking too far ahead? Is he being practical, or is he just, is he high on something? Okay. International news where Saudi is involved. You have the major guy who was accused. This guy's photograph. We would see after September 9/11 that he was in Guantanamo Bay. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is open to testifying in the victim's lawsuit if US decides, if he says that if you remove the death penalty, if you let me live, I'm willing to speak. As far as I look at it, I mean, you are torturing the guy in prison. You are making him say what you want to say. There's only so much that a human being or a human body or an individual can take. At some point, they do break. So I just look at it as, a constant, kind of force or torture, whereby a guy becomes a vegetable and says, whatever you want me to say, I'll say it. So, this is, I feel, a political game. Then again, we never know. Saudi, once again, Bloomberg is saying that Saudi wants to move into alternate forms of energy like a wind power plant, which it is teaming up with a French company. The country, Saudi Arabia, wants to focus on more renewable forms of energy. And one of the reasons for this is because they know that the dependency on oil, which is there with all the nations, is going to wean off. They are going to find alternate either sources of oil, or they're going to ensure that Saudi is no longer the monopoly that it once was. So this is Saudi moving into the future. Do you think that is going to impact Saudi? I definitely look it as the Middle East, which was more or less the monopoly, with the Arabs being so rich, successful, and happy, with easy money coming in with oil. The world is no longer going to focus on them. So now they are going to be desperate just to try to make themselves fit into the global arena. Now, moving on to the international news where UAE is featured. The first one is obviously, this one is Sheikh Mohammed's ongoing divorce proceedings with Princess Haya, or Princess Haya's divorce proceedings with against Sheikh Mohammed. Now, there's enough and more information online. I don't want to get into all the nitty-gritties. You have Daily Mail online that is very actively seeking more information about this. You have Australian newspapers that are talking about left, right, and center, especially after those 60 minutes that were aired by this Australian channel. Then you have The Guardian, you have mirror.co.uk, you have Global Village Space, you have Weekly Bits, you have albawaba.com, royalcentral.co.uk. So there is no shortage of what is being shared, especially after the 60 minutes that was aired by this Australian channel, where Dubai ruler's nephew, that is Marcus, I don't know if that is his real name, Marcus El Sabri, shared. He gave his little confession, and he was talking about how Princess Latifa and Shamsa have been treated, and he says that's worse than animals, and they are suffering, and they need to run away. So I look at it as, okay, he's speaking his version of the story. Is there another version? Where is the balance between both? So I it's not that I'm discrediting what he's saying, but then again, remember that people like to, make it, spice things up, and especially media outlets. They like to bring in a little bit of juiciness to sell the story. So I'm pretty sure you must have watched the video on YouTube, and you have your own views. However, I look at it as this scandal is going to be in the limelight at least for some time, until the UK courts give their decision, and then Princess Haya goes her way with her children. Sheikh Mohammed, well, he does his own thing, his own way. But one thing is for sure is this story is going to be talked about until there is a closure. And I don't see anything extreme happening, like, assassination attempts or harm, because it's Dubai being put on a public platform, and it's Sheikh Mohammed, obviously. So the two children that are involved is 11-year-old Sheikh Jalila and 7-year-old Sheikh Zayed. Okay, now I know the latest update that was there is Princess Haya is seeking protection to make sure that the children are not forced into marriage or taken custody by the father. But I did find this news article that was a little bit different from all the rest, and this was meramirpur.com. I don't know if I got that right. It focuses more on Russell Flowers, who's the bodyguard, 36-year-old, who they claim has had an affair with, or has this close friendship with Princess Haya. So they are claiming there's a romance angle to this. And Russell Flowers became close to Princess Haya because they spent time together, and they have had this close relationship. And as for this article, it seems that Princess Haya bought Russell Flowers. She didn't bring him flowers. She bought him expensive gifts. She bought him a Range Rover. She bought him many custom-made stuff, like a hunting rifle, which was £50,000, suits, and expensive watches. And it seems that Flowers became very close to Princess Haya through the process of many years of protecting her. So it's more like that movie Bodyguard. But then again, I don't see what is the big deal about this. It happens in relationships that people who get married eventually realize that the marriage is not working up. They split and they get another partner. So the only reason why we feel it's very juicy is because these are public figures, and we like to hear something that excites us. So that's the only thing I look at it as. Others, I just see this as very normal, especially a ruler who has 6 wives. I mean, you have 6 of them, and you're losing one, so why are you complaining? While this female, well, she maybe wanted some more extra attention, or maybe she wanted someone younger, or maybe the feelings, the emotions just fizzled out, and she wanted to move on. So, I don't see it as a big deal. But then again, you let me know, what do you think? Do you think that this is just, they trying to create an extra bit of spice? Is this a fake story? Is this real? Is this Dubai trying to portray her as this bad woman? Or do you support her and say that, the guy had 6 women and he could, he's having fun with all the six. So why is he complaining when he has five? Enough and more with the five. Why does he want even the sixth one to like? Well, having too many. He has a big heart. He has too many females. Okay, next one. Let's go on to a bit more serious stuff. And this is UAE with the Expo 2020 controversy. This had to come up, especially with the sponsorship. I am not surprised. As for this article by Arabian Business, it states that Philip Morris, which is very famous for its smoking products and the other products that it does have, they give a sponsorship to the Swiss Expo 2020 pavilion. And the tobacco giant, that is Philip Morris International, PMI, they have hit back against critics who are criticizing it for giving $1.8 million sponsorship deal led by Swiss Foreign Minister Ignazio Cassis to help fund Switzerland's Expo 2020. So big money, which is being put by Philip Morris because it wants to have a kind of a little bit of publicity, wants to have, be looked upon in a positive image for its brand. So it, got back and because the World Health Organization criticized it, saying, oh, why are you trying to give them misleading and deceitful advertising, stating that you're coming out with a healthier option to smoking. So PMI, it hit back at its critics, saying that, listen, we invested more than $6 billion in finding out alternate products which are less harmful for smokers. So yes, we still are coming out with harmful products, but we are coming with less harmful. So you need to support us and not criticize us. So I just looked at it as, this is an ongoing drama that you'll always see. In fact, if you just Google search Expo 2015 Milan, when Milan was promoting feeding the planet, its theme was feeding the planet energy for life. Okay, just as UAE has connecting minds and connecting the future, they have all these big hi-fi statements. So Milan 2015 Expo had feeding the planet energy for life, and they wanted to promote good health. They wanted to promote farming. So what did they do? They came out with the main sponsor, that is McDonald's. So McDonald's was the official sponsor. Now, why it is ironic? Because McDonald's is fast food. It's not about being healthy. And McDonald's is not what you would think of, the image when you think of a healthy lifestyle. McDonald's is fast food. However, McDonald's said that we give a lot of business to agricultural people, buying their potatoes, buying meat. So, we are indirectly supporting them. McDonald's had a major presence in that was Milan 2015 Expo, where they had 400 square meters of restaurant plus 200 square meters terrace, where they're offering a customized menu and recipes all over the world. So McDonald's was making sure that whatever they sponsored, they got the ROI. However, you get these vigilantes, you get these social justice warriors who says, no, that's very bad. So do you think Philip Morris sponsoring Switzerland Expo with $1.8 million, is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? Do you think they should allow this? I personally look at it as money is money. What the fuck? I mean, whether you have Red Bull coming out with drink healthy, or whether you have Philip Morris that says smoke less harmful products, I just look at it as you are talking about adults who know what the fuck they want. Whether you're going to say that smoking causes cancer or whether it's going to shorten your life, people are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. So why are you making a big noise about it? Okay. Speaking about big noise, you have Emar's, India's CEO, or the CEO in India, Emar. He has resigned, Prashant Gupta. He has resigned due to personal reasons. There have been so many CEOs and top-notch people working in big positions, from Emirates Airlines to Etihad to all these multinational companies which are UAE based have been resigning one by one. It seems to be a trend, and one of the major reasons why I believe this is happening is because they're finding it very hard to achieve the targets stated by the UAE-based company. So when you know that you can't perform, or when you're part of a sinking ship, it's best to abandon ship rather than ruin your brand. Anyway, let me know what you think. Why do you think he must have resigned? Speaking about CEO, there is this story which is this guy who is part of this major coffee chain part in India. He committed suicide, and I managed to get his video, which is pretty sad. I mean, they have actually showed his dead body lying on the beach. And I didn't, because I speak primarily about Dubai and UAE, I didn't see how that would be relevant. But it kind of gets to show you the amount of pressure that these guys have, who are especially at the top of the ladder. Okay, next one. Now, this news that I'm going to share with you next is a big one. It's really big because of the information that I received. Now, I'm going to divide this into 3 parts. The first part is just the bits that are shared in the newspaper right now. The second one is an old article. And the third one is going to be the shocking revelation that I didn't think I would be sharing. Okay. So this is going to be slightly long. Do pay attention, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, because this is going to be by far the biggest shocking expose that I have ever made on my YouTube channel. So what is it? Let's jump in. Now, coming to a really big news that I want to share with you. Now, this is going to be a major reveal that I'm going to have on my YouTube channel. Now, most of the news that I do share with you is taken from newspapers that officially share it on their websites, okay, or on print media. However, what you need to understand is in the Middle East, there are a lot of news that are not published or are censored or are removed. In fact, I have a lot of friends who are undercover journalists who share with me information which sometimes can be really scary and shocking. Now, I also get information shared to me by expats who tell me stuff, and that is what I share on my YouTube channel, as you know it. However, this what I'm going to share with you for the first time in the history of my 11 years of being on YouTube. This is the first time I'm going to share with you it's something that is going to happen, or rather is happening. And the funny thing is, this is illegal what is happening. It is a scam that is going to take place. However, the law or the police, they are not doing anything about it. So watch the video, and decide for yourself whether what I'm saying is true or false. And remember, this is a major public service announcement for all those business houses who will be dealing with these companies, which I'm going to share their names. And you don't have to believe me. Like I told you, don't believe a word that I'm saying, but do your own research. And if nothing else, I would just say that with the information that I give you, use it to be on the safer side. Okay? So this is the disclaimer that I want to give you first. The first one is, this is a Gulf News article where it exposes the 15 million dirham rice scam, which all of you have read, I'm pretty sure, where 250 containers, shipping containers, massive containers of rice of 15 million dirhams, which were stolen, not paid for. And when they arrived in UAE, okay, they were sold at a throwaway price, 10% or 50% of its actual value. And the checks that were issued to the people who supplied it realized that these checks were bounced. Okay, read the article. The link is put down in the description below. Okay, so this scam is nothing but, let's say I order rice from the main supplier. He says, I'll supply it. I give him a check. I take the rice. And when he is going to, I make sure that the dates are such that I receive the rice first, and then he has to encash later. Okay. So after the rice is received, I receive the rice. I sell it off for 10% or whatever of the actual value. And I quickly make the money and I run away. Now the check I gave to the guy, when he puts it into the bank, he realizes the check is bounced. There's no money. And then when he tries to contact my office, he finds that my office is shut down and there is nobody there. So I made quick money. I got a product that didn't belong to me. I sold it to someone else. I got money for it. I ran away. The guy who purchased it got the benefit of 10% of this actual value. But the wholesaler who sold the rice, he suffers. Okay. His family suffers, his business suffers, his employees suffer. Now, this is just to simplify the whole article. So when I did a little bit of research, I found Gulf News had an older article which was shared, the title being, wait, let me just go on to the article that is here. It's still on Gulf News. The article is dated 20th September 2017. Now imagine 2 years ago. This was written by Mazhar Faruqi, who's one of the top most investigative journalists. He has been given awards for his work by UAE government, by the Indian government. Globally, he is recognized. So this guy came out with this amazing article, which I really want you to read. The link is put down below. So here in this article, he gives in detail all the evidence against three masterminds. Okay. What he says is these people are responsible for 100. Those that is in 2017 they were responsible for 150 scams that were committed, and these 150 scams wiped out 1 billion dirhams from the market. Now, just think about it. Okay, just think about it for a minute. That if this 1 billion is wiped out from the market, who gets affected? It is the people. You are talking about business houses losing money, businesses shutting down, families suffering, employees not being paid. It affects the economy. And if you keep having scammers operating in a country where they keep looting people of billions of dirhams or dollars, eventually it will impact the country. The country will get bankrupt. The problem with the UAE is UAE likes to show it's very modern. UAE likes to show that they have technology, they have amazing laws, but there are so many loopholes in the country. That is why they are considered like camel brains. Not to put them down, but if you have a company that is, let's say, opened in, this is one of the loopholes. I'm sharing the loopholes. You can open a company with trade license in Ras Al Khaimah, have your employees stay in Ajman, have the office opened in Dubai, have some other people meeting in Abu Dhabi. So you operate through different parts of the Emirates. So if someone wants to track you down, they do not know where exactly to go. I have worked with such companies where I've seen them operate. Like this company that I was working for, let's call it a genius of a company. He had his trade license, which was based in Ras Al Khaimah. He had people operating with the phone calls in Ajman. The line that was given, the telephone line, was taken from Dubai, rerouted to Ajman. He had people staying in Sharjah, and they would travel to Ajman in Dubai. The head office was in Dubai. And then he had sub-branches of the main branch, and there he was operating in Abu Dhabi. So now if a customer had to, let's say, meet someone, some of them would go to Ajman office, some of them would go to the Abu Dhabi office, some of them would go to the sister concern of the main. Like, for example, you can have Loy. I'm just giving an example. Loy Macedo. Then Loy Macedo can have, let's say, you can have company A, company B, company C, all under the Loy Macedo branch. So when I issue a check, I can issue it from B, and then C will give you the service. So there are so many loopholes or ways that you can manipulate the system. And then when you go to the police and complain to them, they say, okay, register the case, we will look into it. By the time they look into it, months have passed and these people have run away. So in this article, he speaks about this businessman whose name is DR, who's originally from Hyderabad. He has given me his name, he has given me his photographs. Obviously, I don't want to share it, but this guy in his 40s, he has his company, which is SR Global Trading, which operated from UBL building on Bank Street, Dubai. This is as per the article, okay? So he has a Russian wife. Those days, he used to drive a 7 Series BMW sedan, who has been living in Dubai since 25 years, has 14 cases registered against him by Al Rafa police station by his victims, okay? He is still operating. Even to this day, he is still operating and he is doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing, what I just shared with you. Before, there was only one guy, DR. But now, there are splinter groups that have come out from DR. So let's say one guy worked very closely with DR and he saw how much money DR is making. He's like, man, this guy's making shitloads of money. Why don't I open, he learns the tricks of the trade from DR. And he's like, why don't I do the same shit? So he creates his own company. Now he becomes a competitor to this. So DR is like, you asshole, you learned all the tricks of the trade, but obviously they can't do anything to each other because they both are doing illegal stuff. So then now you have two competitors. Then he brings someone else who he trusts. They also break out. So now you have splinter groups. Before there was only one. In the early 80s, there was only one. Now there are, it seems, more than 60 of them operating. All right, I'm reshooting this part of the video because the previous shooting that I did, it didn't come out very well. So I'm redoing this once again, okay? Now, this part of the video will explain to you how is it possible that these scammers or these fraudulent businessmen, these con men, how is it that they are able to cheat others of millions, get people, report them to the police, but then they are able to do it once again without any problems. How is it that scammers and fraudsters keep coming to the Middle East and operating and are able to do this without any hassles? In this video, I will explain to you the loopholes that these fraudulent characters have. Now, it's very simple, okay? The first part. First is you need to set up an image. So what they do is they set up a nice website. Today, you can create a website very easily. You just have to go online and buy a domain name. It can be $50, $20, very easy. You can buy a domain name with anyname.com. Okay, you just purchase it, or you purchase it through some other, let's say, company online, and you manage to get a nice domain name. After you get a domain name, go to any of these freelance websites like Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork. There are so many of these websites that have freelancers from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. You get even youngsters who are willing to do this as low as $5 an hour. In fact, you can get a complete website done for even as low as $50, $50 to $100. They have ready-made templates. Okay, it's very easy. They'll get images from online websites. They'll get content copy-pasted from people who are doing more or less the same thing which you're doing. Put some nice images, put some nice content, create some nice tabs, copy-paste other people's template. And last but not the least, put nice recommendations. People who would say, oh, this company is great. Oh, this guy is so reputed. Oh, I've been dealing with it so many years. You can even pay people from $10 to $50 where they will speak very highly about you and your company. And you can get them globally all around the world from these websites. Okay. In some cases, you even have these scammers or fraudsters. They have in their village, let's say Kerala or Andhra or UP or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh. They have youngsters whom they teach and train and tell them, you don't have to go anywhere, sit at home, and your only job is to create websites. Your only job is to manage these websites. Your only job is to take calls, which I'll reroute through you. So they are given a very good salary, very good package, and they don't have to go anywhere. They can work from home. The infrastructure is provided. So either they have freelancers or they have a dedicated website team, okay, and a call center. So this is the first part of the process. Domain name, website, okay, you're professional. After you have done that, the second step is to have a business license. For this, it's very simple. You have two choices. Either number one, you create one from zero. You can go to RAC free zone, Ras Al Khaimah free zone, Ajman free zone, Sharjah free zone, Fujairah free zone. You can register a company as low as from $1,000 to $5,000. You can register a company. They'll give you a desk space. They'll give you a virtual office. Finish. It's done. Or you can find out anybody who's selling their business, a business that has been 5 years, 10 years, 20 years in existence, a very old trade license, or a company that everyone knows, the market knows, and this owner is selling because he's old or he's fed up or, he's not making profits. So he's willing to sell his trade license. So these guys will purchase this trade license and transfer the name to them. So people don't know this. The name is there and it's like a reputed company which has been 5 years or 10 years or 20 years in the market. Okay, so either a new trade license or an existing one. So this is the second part of the process. First one is website domain name and you look professional online. Second one is you have a company registered. Number three, then after that you go and go to a tower, any of these big towers, or go to Jumeirah, Business Bay, or go to Jumeirah Lake Towers, any of these posh areas, and purchase a office. Okay, rent out an office, pay 6 months, and put a nice signboard, put your company name, and buy very expensive looking furniture, or you can get even expensive looking furniture from Ajman, which is like 1/10 the actual price. Nowadays, you can get anything that looks fancy, made in China. You can get something really good. Okay, so you buy the office, the furniture, the laptops, or the computer stuff. Everything is there. So you're finished with it. Then you make sure that the telephone lines are in place. Okay, you have the office, you have the internet, you have the trade license, you have the website. Now comes the recruitment process. The recruitment process it doesn't take rocket science. What these guys do is they go to their village. They go to a place where they know people are desperate to come to the Middle East, or they go to a recruitment agency in India or Pakistan. And they ask these guys, who wants to come down to the UAE to make some money? In fact, in some cases, they have even taken actors and actresses who are desperate, who want a role, and they are promised big promises. You will be in Hollywood or Bollywood or whatever. And they're told you need to act, to play this part. And they are given a very attractive package, mind you. Huh? So this is one of the extreme cases. But in most of the cases, what they do is they get people who, youngsters, graduates are just coming out of college and they want to come to Dubai, they want to go in foreign country and all that stuff. So they employ these people either in sales or in call centers or, part of the operations of the company. The main guy, however, they should be a main guy. Remember this, they should always be a guy that represents the face of the company. So this main guy, normally they get someone who's very mature, who's mature looking at least, someone who's very trustworthy, someone who he knows his limitations. Now, let's say, for example, the guy normally is employed as a manager. This is the maximum he can get. He's in his 50s. He can only get a job as a manager. The maximum he can get is, let's say, $1,000 a month. After the interview, the guy will tell him, I think you have potential. You should be taken as a general manager. And $1,000, well, I'll give you $1,000 plus accommodation, plus food, plus I'll give you an assistant. So they give him an offer which they cannot refuse. Like, for example, me, when I was enticed by this company, which I told you does fake degrees. If you Google search on YouTube, I spoke about the company that, publishes fake degrees. The salary I asked him, I asked that guy approximately, let's say $1,500. I think it was, how much? $5,000. I'd asked him $5,000. He offered me $5,000 plus a Range Rover, plus a 3-bedroom apartment, plus servants, plus, a complete computer setup, the latest state of the art. Plus, he told me you don't need to report to work. You can work from home. So he gave me something that I couldn't refuse. I was like, wow, he's giving me Plus, he told me you will not be taken only as a manager. I'll give you the position as a director. For a guy in his 30s, where I'd asked for only $5,000, I was getting $5,000 plus a Range Rover, plus a 3-bedroom apartment, plus servants, plus all expenses paid, plus food, plus a computer setup, Plus, I don't need to report to work. I can work from home. I mean, it was like, wow. And plus a position as a director. So you can understand. It was like, it doesn't take rocket science to say that, wow, yes, I will accept it. So they give such people, especially the main guy, an offer they cannot refuse. In fact, in many cases, they even give them, let's say they give them a house, they purchase a house, they purchase a land, they give them interest-free loan, they help in, let's say, their daughter wants to get married in India. A daughter getting married is a very big responsibility. They undertake all these financial responsibility and they say, we'll take care of everything. Okay, you just have to work and do as I say. So the guy is like more or less happy, and they don't tell them that we are doing anything illegal. They just say that you just have to do the operations, and they trust them so much that they are ready to sign on any document. Most of these guys, their only job is to sign, because my job, I was also asked to sign many documents, the letterheads which are blank, just sign on all of them and they will do the rest. So I was like, okay, I'll just sign. So what do I care? I mean, it's looking like a legit business. The company has amazing websites. The company is supposed to have all these branches, so you trust them. So now you have the recruitment process, the many salespeople, which I told you. You have salespeople who are desperate to come to UAE. You have girls who will be answering calls, and you have the main guy. Here's one more thing that they also incorporate. They give them training. The main guy is given training what to say and how to present himself. And the salespeople, all of them are given training in the particular area. Let's say, for example, they are moving into the laptop business, electronics, laptops and computers. They will teach and train them what to say, how to negotiate, and everything related to laptops and computers. Let's say they're moving into cement or building or construction. They will teach them what is to be said in the building construction industry. So whatever the jargon is, whatever the specialization is, training is provided to them before they actually come down to the Middle East. So presentation techniques, communication techniques, specialization techniques, everything is offered. Now, these guys are absolutely ready, the main guy and the team. Once they come down, after they are flown down, all of them are given visit visas. Mind you, visit visas. They are not given the actual visas, and they are told that the visas are under process. They are all given accommodation provided by the company. They are all given transportation provided by the company. I know this because I was working with some of these people. And they are picked and dropped at the same time. They're given food. So you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to get up and go to work and come back. And they are also given an incentive that if you sell X amount, this is your commission. If you sell beyond this, this is your commission. And the commissions that they offer are so attractive that you just feel like giving your heart and soul into working for this. So sometimes, like in this company, they said 3 months is the target. If you achieve month after month, you'll get these slabs. And if you achieve the overall target, you'll get, let's say, a car. You'll get something outlandish. And they actually honor their commitments. So these salespeople are really driven because they want to prove it. And when you get youngsters who want to prove themselves, they will do anything. Now, the next part is, once they land in UAE, okay, they're given a driver. They are allocated specific zones. Like you will target these zones, this particular area of the Dubai market, and these 5 companies. Okay. So each one is given a particular zone, a particular group of companies that he has to target. Now, initially, there is always breaking the ice. Let's say, for example, I'm going to one particular zone and I'm meeting these 5 people. Now, obviously, they don't know me. They don't know much about the company. Company is new. I give my visiting card, which is printed, okay, by the company. I give them my business card. And then I ask them an inquiry. I would like to purchase 5 laptops from you. So initially, they'll give me the price. So I'll negotiate. And then finally, I'll say, okay, fine, I'll buy it. So the guy sells me the laptops. After, let's say, 1 week, I come again and I say, I'd like to purchase not 5, this time 10. Can you give me a better price? So I purchase that and I give him cash again. And the cash is provided by the company. So I started off with 5 laptops, moved to 10, moved to 20, moved to 30. And very soon, what happens is that relationship gets built up between the buyer and the seller. So he keeps selling these products and I keep buying and I keep giving him cash. And sometimes I give him my mix. I give him a PDC. I try to convince him, take a PDC from the company. In 30 days, you'll get the amount. You can charge me a little more and here's the remaining cash. So now what is happening is a relationship is being developed. And the owner of the company is very smart. He's keeping an eye on what is happening. Okay, every 2 days, he's buying something, he's paying cash. He's buying, he's paying cash, buying, he's paying cash. And now he's taking on credit, but he is also paying on time. So now the seller starts believing this buyer, starts believing me. Oh, Loy is a guy, he purchases, but he pays on time. And for the seller, he's earning his commission. His company is very happy that this guy is getting good sales and they can see the numbers growing. Now, everything is planned out. Everything is planned out. They know that this is the deadline. Let's say January, the process started of buying. They know by June is where they're going to purchase a really big amount. So from January till June, the process keeps taking place with the orders ever increasing in amounts. Okay. Then finally, it comes to the part where when they feel that the relationship, that this guy really trusts the company or trusts the person, that is where a very big order is placed. That is where maybe the dummy guy, you remember the main guy who I told you, who represents the face of the company, he will have an appointment and he'll say, okay, I have purchased X amount from you from all these months. Okay. This time, I don't want to purchase, let's say 1,000 laptops. I want to purchase 10,000 laptops from you, 10,000. Okay. I'll give you a PDC and it will be honored in 1 month's time for sure. So the guy thinks about it. Okay. He has purchased so many times from me. He's going to purchase 10,000 laptops. He's giving me cash. Why not? You know, he's giving me a PDC, but he's going to honor it. Where he's going to run away? His company is set up here. He has a nice office in Jumeirah Lake Towers or Business Bay. Where's he going to run? So because the relationship has been built, maybe the salesman took him out for a couple of drinks, maybe brought him to the office, maybe showed him the office with everyone working. So they believe it. So they sell 10,000 laptops. Now, mind you, what this guy doesn't know is this sale is happening with another 100 sellers at the same time. So 10,000 laptops with another 100 sellers. So it's nearly 1 million laptops. 1 million laptops all are being stored in my warehouse. Okay. So this is the buying process. Now comes the next part of the equation. That is the big date. Now, I told you from January, the process started. I'm giving you an example. And June is supposed to be that big sale, which they're going to have. So I have 1 million laptops. It can be laptops. It can be smartphones. It can be watches. It can be gaming devices. It can be holidays, goats, rice, wheat, sugar, clothes, garments, belts, anything. Okay. So I purchase all this. Mind you, I've given a PDC, post-dated check, just a paper with an amount on it. And I've taken these products. I keep it in my warehouse. Okay, I keep it in my warehouse. Now, as the process of buying and keeping in the warehouse, I had another team that contacted a different set of buyers. These were sellers. I purchased all of it and I kept it in my warehouse. Now, my team contacted a group of buyers who want to buy these laptops, who want to buy, let's say, they want to buy rice, wheat, sugar, garments, ties, belts, smartphones. They are active buyers. Now, the question is, why should they buy from me? Why should they buy? Because I will be giving them a price which is throwaway. To give an example, an iPhone which is selling for, let's say, $999 or $1,000. It's selling for $1,000. I put up online that I'm giving a special offer, or I send them an email, original iPhones with the certificate of authenticity, everything else. I'm giving you not for, which is costing $1,000. I will give it to you for $600. I'm giving you at a 40% discount. Why? Because I need cash badly. So a buyer, if he knows that he's getting the original, authentic product with a certificate to prove it, and he's getting a 40% off, and the market doesn't give any discount, do you think the person would say no? In some cases, let's say the Bose new headphones, the 700 series, which is costing, I'll tell you, which is costing around $400. The Bose headphone series, which is costing $400, both on Bose is being sold online on certain websites, which is $400, is being sold for $200, $250. How is it possible that a brand new product is being sold for half the price with original, certificates to prove that this is authentic? This, it baffles people. But I'll tell you, the buyer doesn't care, because these are the buyers from Africa, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, from US, from UK. They don't care. Australia, they're like, you're giving me an original product? No, you need cash? I'll give you cash. So in some cases, they give buy one, get one free. In some cases, they give, buy this iPhone, I'll give you $200 worth of the AirPods for free. They give special offers. Buy one tie, I'll give you another 2 ties for free. Shirts, buy whatever shirt you buy, I'll give you one for every tie, every shirt that you buy, something for free. Okay. So they get an offer they cannot refuse. But the only condition is, I want cash, down payment cash. That's it. You borrow, you do whatever, give me cash. So all the products come to the warehouse on that single day. Within a few days, or even sometimes in some cases within a few hours, all the products are sold. It's like I'm giving you, buy one laptop, get one laptop for free. Who wouldn't want to buy that? Buy the brand new iPhone, buy it at 40% off. I have 10 pieces. Who wouldn't want to buy that? All business people, they are desperate for such deals. They will buy everything. So within a few hours or days, the whole warehouse is cleaned. After that, I clean up the warehouse, make sure that there is no evidence, not a shred, and I close the warehouse. Then I inform the management, okay, products are sold. Inform the manager. Now what they do is they inform all the salespeople, okay guys, your visa is going to be under, we are going to give you the work visa. So because you have a visit visa, go back home and we will send you the new visas and then you come back. So salespeople are very happy. They are given their salaries, they're given their commissions, and they're told, go back to your country, go back wherever you came from, and we will send you work visas. In some cases, they are told that this is your salary, we'll give you the bonus. We'll give you the bonus once you land there, we'll transfer to your account. So people are very happy. They go back home. Obviously, 3 months you didn't see your family, they go back home. All the salespeople, everyone, they go back individually or however. So they have gone back home. And now what you do is the office, you close it down. You either sell off the furniture or you just leave it, you just shut off. Okay. Next, what you do is the main guy who is supposed to be the main signatory. You tell him, okay, I have another project for you in some other part of India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, whatever. I want you to go there. So obviously the guy will be like, okay, wherever, you're paying me a good salary, you're giving me a good package, what do I care? I'll go to whichever place you want. So he also vanishes. So now they've closed the warehouse, they've closed the main office, they've closed all the operations. And now the only thing that is left is these wholesalers who sold you the product with the PDCs, their checks. On the due date, on the date that this check is going to be encashed, they go to the bank. When they present the check to the bank says, sorry, sir, there's no funds, the check is bounced. Now this guy is saying, hey, how is it bounced? This is the first time his check is bounced. So immediately he calls up the phone. When he calls up the phone is dead. Nobody's picking up the phone. They try a couple of times. Now panic sets in. Then they go visit the office. The office, which was flashy, which they give them a VIP welcome and all that. They go to the office. Guess what? Nobody is there. Okay? Nobody's there in the office. And now panic sets in. Okay, I'm contacting these guys. Nobody's there. I'm checking the office. Nobody's there. One by one, they find out other suppliers are coming. And they realize, sheesh, we have been conned. So what did they do? Now they go to the police station. When they go to the police says, okay, you have the case. Okay, give me all the details. Now, just imagine that these people were in Dubai. They are in Dubai. They register the complaint. When they register the complaint, they say, okay, get the trade license, whatever. The trade license, if it says that it is a company based in Ras Al Khaimah, which is another emirate, the police will normally say, listen, man, this is a company registered in Ras Al Khaimah. You need to go register in Ras Al Khaimah and get in touch with the Ras Al Khaimah police. The Dubai police, what does it care? You go to Ras Al Khaimah, which is a different emirate with a different rule. Ras Al Khaimah, you go register. Oh, okay, fine. But this check is issued in Dubai. You need to go to Dubai. So now you go to Dubai, and then somehow you find a connection to Ajman because your office was there in Ajman. They had a branch in Abu Dhabi. Another one, they had something in Al Ain. A different part of the Emirates, different complaints. So now you go everywhere, you register everywhere the complaint, and then finally you realize, sheesh, it's not going anywhere, so you make a court case. After you make a court case, an investigation has been conducted, and by the time all this happens, it's like the guy, the main guy, has already taken this money, is already creating another scam to operate. So by the time all this comes into fruition, 6 months have gone. And now where do you go? Who do you complain? Where do you find these salespeople? You can't find them. Where do you find the main guy? He's nowhere to be seen. Where do you find the company? Company is shut down. So who do you contact? Everyone knows who the main guy is, especially of the story that I've shared with you from Gulf News. They know who the main guy is. But where is the evidence that can come together? Especially when, for example, the company that I was working for, before I came to know that what they are doing, the guy had around 23 companies that I knew of, 23. In each of the 23 companies, he had one of his relatives working there, okay, from Kerala. And each one of them, they didn't know how to speak English. But because he paid them money, they were very happy. They would only sign. Every time he took a signature from them, he gave them money. And they were so happy, they just kept signing all the letterheads without anything written there. They were just busy signing because these people are from the village. So they gave them all the letterheads, everything, signed in advance, stamped in advance. So they become a legal document. You can type anything that you want. And whenever there was a need for them to be in the country, they would just fly them down and they would take them for a meeting. They would not do the talking. The other person would do the talking. So now when the business is put in someone else's name, where you have the power of attorney or understanding between each other, where you can take the cash and no questions are being asked. And then when the company shuts down and this guy is no longer in the country and they can't locate him where he is in the vast, planet or the universe, who do you catch? So this is how these guys have been operating. It's very hard to capture them. One of the biggest reasons being, the biggest, is because UAE or the Middle East considers such a case, a complaint, not as a criminal offense. They consider this as a bounce check case. What is a bounce check case? You issued a check, you didn't have funds, so you just have to pay some amount of money as per Sharia law. Let's say you issued a check for 1 million, make a court case, it drags on for 6 months, 1 year. Finally, the owner can say, or if they catch the person, I don't have any money, I'm broke, I'm completely dead. So they'll reach an agreement. Okay, fine. As per Sharia law, you have taken 1 million, you don't have any money. So what to do? Okay, pay 10,000, finish, close the case. And in most cases, the people don't even go through this because you need to pay the lawyer, which is a huge amount of money. For every time you consult the lawyer, you have to pay maybe $5,000 or $1,000 or 5,000 dirhams, or minimum 500 dirhams to every time, because he's not doing it for charity. Then you need to pay the court. You need to be there at the court. You need to go to the court. So much of time, effort, and money is spent just on legal hassle. So many companies, they just don't feel it's worth it. And here's the biggest news flash. 99% of the cases who are involved in these fraudulent events, they never get their money back. They never ever get their money back. So you can have, it's like you already lost 1 million and then you make a legal case and then you have to pay another 250,000 just to have this legal case running. So you dig your grave even further. And in most of the cases, after they've lost their money, they've lost everything. They don't even have the means to, put a case on these people. So what do you do? So this is the actual process of how these fraudulent characters operate in the UAE and Middle East. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what are your thoughts, because I'm telling you, as we speak, it's happening right now. It's happening right now. These guys, even though they have been reported and spoken about, I've given a list of names of all the companies that are actually doing this. And more companies can be created. You can open up, one single individual can open more than 100 companies, no questions asked, no background check. I can open a company in 100 other people's names and have a memorandum of understanding between us. I can have legal documentation that indirectly proves that this company belongs to me, but I don't need to present it. Legally, it shows that it belongs to, let's say, some other guy, Ramu or Raju. and it seems that he's the owner. But I have the other documents to prove that Raju and Ramu's company actually belongs to me. But there's no way to prove it. So when you do not have a centralized system, you can take advantage of this loophole. And that is what these companies are doing. So my message to you is only, if you're dealing with any company, you don't want to believe a word I say. You're dealing with any company, make sure you take anything on cash. Like I always tell people, it's the great achievement is not getting a project. Many people tell me, oh, Loy, we got this project of Expo 2020. We have been confirmed as the vendors for this. That's not a big fucking deal. Anybody can be confirmed as a vendor. Anyone can be given a project. It's, do you get your cash in hand on time? Because when it comes to giving you the money, that is where if you take PDCs, you're fucked. Because if the company declares bankruptcy or is closed down or the owner runs away, you just have a PDC in your hand, a check, but there's no money. So my message to you is, any business dealings that you do, make sure it's cash. Take the money in hand, only then deliver the product or service. Otherwise, never ever get into it. Otherwise, you're going to get fucked. Now moving back to the video. For example, in 2004, you had Christie Fashion's garment store in Dubai that cheated people of several of their purchases, giving them dirt checks. That is 2004. 2005, you had another bogus firm, that is Afroon Trading. Now, this is all taken from this article. Then 2006 to 2010, he did this same Mr. DR. He did it in Singapore and Hong Kong. 2011, he tried to do it in China. Under the guise of Euro Global Trading International. However, China has stringent laws. He nearly got imprisoned for life. However, the Indian embassy, which is another crazy little, they said, oh, our Indian citizen, release him. And well, he managed to get out from there and realize China is too dangerous. Let me focus on Dubai. Dubai is easy money. 2015, he sets up SR Global Trading, a company owned by an Indian chap. And it's DR who's calling all the shots. He purchases cameras, perfumes, vegetable oil, iPhones, construction material worth 35 million. Okay. And then eventually, once again, he cheats them. So, if you actually look at all the companies, these are so many companies. Like you have Brightway Technical Services in DIP, Black Star Electronics in Dera. Then these companies, they shut down shop. They lost everything. ESSM Power Control Switchgear, they lost 1 million. Another company that delivered steel plates lost 350,000. Even cafeterias that supplied food, they completely shut down. Black Star Trading, I think that was the company's name. They cheated them of everything. So you have all these people who are cheating people left, right, and center and making money. Now, some of the guys who are working for this chap, it seems one of them, his name is MA. He runs, now these are the legitimate business that they are doing. MA, this chap, he runs a computer shop in Dubai selling electronic items, and he hosts bogus websites. SB lives in Al Nada. He is responsible for purchasing and selling generators, switchgear, solar panels. ZS is a Pakistani-based woman who acts as a purchasing staff. Anna, who's a receptionist and in charge of supermarket purchases. FM specializes in building material. Now, here's one more thing for you to really think about. What I was told through this undercover journalist is they offer training programs to uneducated people who don't have any education, don't have any worthwhile degrees, but they're given proper training. They are taught how to speak. They are taught, let's say, for example, the guy is from the village. He doesn't know anything about computers. He is actually given training and paid money during the training phase, told that this is what you need to do. We'll take care of your family. We'll make sure that your sister gets married. We'll buy the land for you. We'll buy a house. So the guy who doesn't have anything, who doesn't have any future, He sees all these benefits coming to him and his family, so he takes a lot of interest in working hard to provide for his family. And then when he comes to Dubai, because he's given this amazing training, when he has to go purchase, let's say, for example, laptops, he knows what to talk, he knows how to talk, he knows what technical stuff to say. So the person who's selling feels that, oh, I'm dealing with a professional. And because he's given the exact sales script, what to say and how to say it, just like if you watch the movie where Leonardo DiCaprio, he plays the Wolf of Wall Street, they're given this particular script. He knows what is to be said. They say it exactly the way they are thought, and that is where the deals are made. They also have people specialized, like, let's say, for example, building materials. These guys are trained what to say about building materials. Someone who is dealing in electronics, he knows what is to be said. In fact, they even know that certain people, their weaknesses are women. Okay, there was this major switchgear company that bought in females from Turkey, bought in females from different parts of, like, Palestinian women, Lebanese women. They were paid very high salaries. They were given proper training, and they were told, wear skimpy outfits when you're going and meeting these managing directors or these big guys. And yes, give them a little bit of extra, service. Yeah, but make sure that the deals come, the sales confirm. And if you take care of all this, we will take care of you, your expense, your family. And when you're talking of people who do not have a future, who do not have any hope, but you're giving them so much money, it's very hard to say no. And I know this because I worked for one of these companies. I told you, a genius of a company that was doing fake degrees, fake certificates. It is still operating. It is still operating in UAE. Okay. If someone were to give you $1 million, let's say someone were to give you $1 million, you don't have any education, you don't have any hope, you're earning only $500 a month, just $500, and someone tells you, I will give you $1 million, house, land, I'll take care of your family, I'll make sure that your sisters, Indian culture have, girls have to get married, I'll take care of their expense, I'll take care of your son's education, your brother's education, your father's medical treatment, your mother's medical treatment. I'll make sure that you have money in the bank for your future. Who wouldn't want this? If someone gives me $1 million and they'll say, Law, you have $1 million that will remain in your bank for your future, for your wife, for your children, do you think I'm going to say no? And then they also tell them that, don't worry, nothing bad is going to happen to you because we know the loopholes of the system. And even if you do get jailed, we have the lawyers, we have the experts who will bring you out of jail. And I've seen people who get a court case put against them or go to jail, but they get removed immediately within a few days and they're scot-free. So when you know the loopholes in the system, who can touch you? So, coming back to this article, so you have this guy. The first guy is DR. The second guy is MB. Okay, MB, he has a couple of brothers who are also working in UAE, but since they had a scuffle, now the brothers operate their illegal business separately. He operates his illegal business separately. He's based in Horrorlands. Now, mind you, this is in 2017 that this article was written. Obviously, they might have changed their residence. So they have a hypermarket. They have a shop located near a hypermarket in Karama, and it's run by the wife. So like I told you, there are loopholes in the system. You can have your wife, you can have a business registered under your wife's name, and your wife does all the, all the signatures, and she does all the business transactions. You're actually the brains behind it. So the companies that this guy created, Mr. MB, Royal General Trading in Dera, where he cheated people of 2 million. Braza General Trading in Dera, who cheated people of 1 million. Lifeline Surgical Trading in Ajman, that cheated people of 3 million. This is all in 2016. In August, you have Salim Electrical Devices, SED, in Sharjah, that cheated people of 1 million. It seems that he was arrested by Dubai police for the complaints that were received, but then he was released. Like I told you, these are loopholes in the system. Why do you think so many scammers and so many people who are in illegal business come down to the UAE? Because these loopholes exist only in the Middle East. You can get away with it, especially in Dubai. Okay. In one case, as per this article, it seems in one case, these signatories, these managing directors, or these people who are signatories, you have one guy who was a mason, one guy who was a driver. In Sunlink Marine, the guy was a mason. Okay. In another, Salim Electrical Devices, the signatory, the head of the company, was a driver. In Steel Light Electrical, 2014, it was an Indian man who never traveled to the UAE. However, his identity was stolen and used. His signature was forged, and they used his fake ID to actually make the transactions. So, the runaway firms include, which is put down here, okay, in the article, is Barnebo 10 million, Reliance with many E's 5 million, Explore 15 million, Al Shikah 2 million, Priyanka GT 1 million, Connex 3 million, SR Global 15 million, Vanderheed 2 million, Trade Key 2 million, Midwest General Trading 3 million, LMI, Lloyd Masido International, okay, or whatever, LMI, not Lloyd Masido International, 500,000, Dyna Trade, 400,000, Brightway, yet to be tabulated. Okay, so as per this article, in 2017, how many people got cheated? Around 3,000 to 4,000 of them got cheated of their hard-earned money, and they lost everything. So now, what were the materials that they purchased? Anything. It can be electronic items, stationery items, food stuff, home appliance, industrial equipment, hotel stays, even international flight bookings. Okay. Some of the stuff that they purchased were 2,000 goats, hundreds of Ferrari world tickets, 10,000 fire extinguishers, 60,000 gallons of diesel. Okay. When they purchase them, they rent out these warehouses in Ajman and Sharjah. They keep them there, and it's sold off very, very fast. Okay. Now, there are many of these gangs. In fact, if you read these articles, you'd find out what I'm saying. So, and remember this, the person who is actually committing the crime, he has a world-class legal team in place. He has world-class lawyers, and they cannot be touched. So this has been going on and on. And these people are doing this left, right, and center. So now, what is the shocking bit? What is the shocking bit? I'm going to share with you the companies which are actually currently doing the scams. These are companies which are actually cheating people right now. They are cheating people right now, and they are making money. Now, I'll give you a disclaimer. You don't have to believe a word I'm saying. Don't believe a word I'm saying. But I rather request you is use this information to be on the safer side. So if in case what I'm saying is right, then you have the benefit that you have not been cheated. If what I'm saying is wrong, at least take safety. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if any of these companies are going to approach you, don't give them on PDC. Tell them, give me cash. Even if you give me less, I make lesser margin, but give me cash. Don't give me a PDC, because a check can bounce. But cash, when you give me cash in hand, it cannot bounce. So I'll give you a list of 35 companies which I've been informed as these are going to be fraudulent companies, or they are going to be these companies run by this process. Don't deal with them on PDCs, deal with them on cash. Like I told you, if I'm wrong, well, at least you got your money. But if I'm right, it has saved you from being cheated. Now, which are the companies? As for this undercover journalist, these are the 35 companies. I'm going alphabetically, and I'll be putting their names down below in the links. Like I said, you don't have to believe me, but just take precaution when dealing with this company. I'm not saying maybe they are good companies. Maybe they're good companies. But deal with them only on cash. So which are the companies? As per this undercover journalist, they are Afron Trading, Alzir Khan, Apex Dream General Trading, Bar Nebo, then Blaze Trading, Braza, Brightway Technical Services, Christie Fashion, Class 5, Connex, Crystal City, Danat Al Mamzar, Dynamax, Explore Marine, Fast Electronics, Lifeline Surgical Trading, Magnukik City Trade, Midwest, Najam Al Wafa, Noor Najah, Noor Office Supplies, PAL, and then Priyanka Trading, Reliance, Ronington Royal Brand General Trading, Royal Arwa General Trading, Salim Electronics, Shahid Umar General Trading, Shahika Electrical, Silver Line Horde, okay, SR Global, Steelite, Trade Key, and Vander Heed. Okay, like I told you, you can have various names. It's very easy to open a company. You can have even Walter X, you can have Brain-X, you can have any fancy name of any company. You can have a dummy guy who is an authorized signatory. Like I know, when I told you the genius of a company, he had his father who's uneducated as an authorized signatory. The father used to just put sign on all the letterheads, which nothing was written there. They just have their signatures there. They have their passport copy. They have everything. And this guy is sitting back home in India, in a village. So I'm busy using his name because his name is on the trade license. His signature is there. I have his passport, which matches everything. And I'm busy purchasing products, doing transactions in his name. So if in case there's a legal issue, well, they have to arrest this guy, but this guy is not in the country. So what the fuck do you do? There are even cases where the signatory is someone else, but it is, you're given the power of attorney to someone else. You have this company which is based in Sharjah and operating from Ajman with headquarters in Dubai and the main office in Abu Dhabi. So where do you go? Which police do you go? Do you go to Dubai police, Ras Al Khaimah police, Fujairah police, Sharjah police, Ajman police, and each one doesn't have the jurisdiction to go to another part of the emirate. So all I'm telling you is, if any company is asking you on PDC, post-dated check, tell them, no, sorry, I would rather deal with you with cash. So if you offer me cash, fine. Don't offer me cash, sorry, no. And keep this in mind. It's very simple to create a website. Very simple to put bullshit on the website. Very easy to fake recommendations. Very easy to have outsource call center in India. Okay? These are fraudulent companies. They hire these uneducated people. You can even have a fake office. You just have to Google search the number of fraud cases that have taken place in Dubai. They have these amazing offices. They have these amazing people, marble tiles office with the teak wood kind of furniture. And then they just run away. Okay. In UAE or in the Middle East, these fraudulent characters exist. Why? Because there are plenty of loopholes in the system. Plenty of loopholes. Okay. And they will cheat you left, right, and center. One last example. Like I asked this undercover journalist, how is it that they trick the travel agencies or these companies? Like, I give this example of travel agencies being cheated off in hundreds of tickets or bookings. So I asked him, how do they actually do that? How is it possible? So this is the solution he gave me. This is the answer he gave me, rather. I create this website. Let's say Loy Macedo's travel agency, okay, and I give you a holiday to Thailand, holiday package to Thailand. Let's say a holiday package to Thailand costs, just for example purpose, $1,000. I advertise online and say, I'm going to give you a holiday package to Thailand for 1 week, which is $1,000. I'll give it to you for $100 if you book now. And people are like, fuck, it's $1,000. You're giving it to me for $100. I'll book it immediately. So I sell like hotcakes. I sell 1,000 of these packages for $100. Where it is $1,000, I've sold for 100. And I tell people, you have to give me cash. People will say, why not? I'm saving 90%. Here's the cash. So I made $1,000, $100 of 1,000 people. So 1,000 into 100 is, I think, close to, 100,000. Okay, made that money. I hope I got that right. I'm pretty bad at maths. Wait, let me calculate. Calculator. Okay. So 1,000 people into 100. So I made, yes, 100,000. So I made 100,000 cash. So now I've taken your passport details. I've taken all your details, everything else. And I've said, I'm going to give you a ticket very shortly. Don't worry. Okay. Now I go to, let's say, Nabuda Exchange, or I go to some travel agency and I say, guys, I want 1,000 tickets. 1,000. I'm making this package tour. I'll give you good business. Can you book the ticket? So travel agency wants business. So they say, oh, wow, you want 1,000. We are more than happy to give you a special tour. And they obviously are selling $1,000 each. So these people's passport names, I give it to the travel agency. Travel agency gives me the tickets. All the information, I give it to these people. So I'm the middleman. I take it from travel agency, I give it to these guys. Okay, and I give them checks. And I tell them, don't worry, payment will come. Okay, so here's the sales guy is so happy. He negotiates with his manager. Let's take it on PDC. We're getting good business. Okay, fine. So on the due date, these guys obviously go for their holidays. They enjoy Thailand. They enjoy, $100. I get to enjoy everything. Enjoy. He comes back. Finish. He's happy. He enjoyed his holidays. I also, 100,000, I got money. I took the money. I managed. The guy who went on holiday, he's gone. I did the sale. I closed my office and ran away. This poor salesman and this travel agency is waiting. Wow, $1,000. We are going to get these 1,000 bookings. We are going to in cash, PDC. On the due date, they go to the bank, present the check, only to find out, no, there's no money in the bank. Then you try to contact my office. Office doesn't exist. Office is closed down. The phone is ringing. Nobody's picking up. You finally desperately, go and check my office, which was in the tower, some tower. It's closed. You don't know where to go. You don't know who to get in touch with. Then finally, you realize, shit, have I been cheated? You go to the police. Police says, please register the complaint. We'll check. So 3 months you waited for the check. Then the police says, come after 1 month, we'll do our investigation. By the time, where do you go? So this is how they actually operate. And this is what has been happening. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a fraud, a scam that is still taking place in UAE. It's happening on a very large scale. Please be very, very careful if you're dealing with any company. Make sure that if you're dealing with any company, you deal only cash basis. So if you get cash in hand, it's safe. But if someone wants to give you a check, absolutely no. Do not deal with anyone with check, because if they give you a check and it bounces, there's nothing you can do apart from register a police case and just let it rot. And that is where these fraudulent characters make their millions and they get away. So this is the shocking news that I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think there's an element of truth to it? Do you think I'm just sharing with you something that doesn't exist, or does this actually happen? And do you have any information? If you have any information, please go to the police, report to them, share it with them, and create the awareness, because we need to prevent fraud and scam from taking place and people losing their livelihood, people losing everything that they worked hard for. We should prevent honest, genuine business people getting cheated off their hard-earned money by these scammers. So this is what I wanted to share with you, a public service announcement. I hope that this creates a sense of awareness. Put on your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember, I always leave the comments there. And get in touch with me if you have any information to expose such companies or such fraudulent people. All right, the next piece of news that I want to share with you is this one was actually shared with me by a top-notch authority in the shipping, export, and import industry. He has been working with a port operator. He's a logistics expert, and he has experience in UAE, Saudi, and Qatar. Okay, he has worked at a very, very senior position. He's still in a position of authority. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I had a couple of people from the shipping industry, professionals, who said, Lloyd, what do you think is happening? So I spoke to him at length, and this is some of the bits of information that he has shared. So what he said is there is a contingency plan. I'm just reading out the mail that he sent me. He said there's a contingency plan to shift cargo ports from the Gulf ports to Red Sea ports. Okay, the shipping lanes are very much aware of what is happening. Shipping companies are very aware of what is happening with Iran and USA, and especially the Strait of Hormuz. And now insurance premiums have shot up because, especially after the detention of a British flagged tanker. Now many companies are sitting up and taking up more notice. Previously, they were just ignoring it. They're saying that, this would also pass. However, after the detention of the British tanker by Iran, now it seems insurance companies have just shot up their premiums, because of which now companies are having their expenses mounting up, and they are finding out alternative ways. Many of them are shifting from different ports, that is labor shift from Jubail on Gulf to Jeddah and Yanub on the Red Sea. Other alternates are being considered. They are even considering truck services so that they don't have to literally go through the shipping lanes, and at times even air freight services, even though it's more expensive. So it's pretty shocking to see the different alternatives that they are considering. It seems alignment with Saudi Arabia and the spat with Qatar has not helped the UAE. Jabal Ali has lost a big time to Sohar in Oman because of cutting links to Doha. Aviation industry has been hit very hard because of all the changes that are taking place. The government is trying desperate measures. Tough times are pretty much ahead. A lot of people who are working in the shipping industry are leaving their jobs and trying for stable careers elsewhere in some other countries. Iran, it seems, is totally focused on the collapse of the business between UAE and Saudi Arabia, especially for what they did. UK politics is in a very bad state. The Saudi Ministry of Transport, when companies want to deal with them, it seems they are very corrupt. Some of them have made very questionable choices on port providers, including 2 international companies being kicked out in favor of close operators that benefit the Ministry of Transport of Saudi. The biggest scandal is Hudson Ports, which was overlooked in favor of nationalized organization. I have no idea about this because he has shared it with me. He's saying the monopolies that benefit the Saudi locals are being considered, and decisions that can benefit the country are being ignored. Many port operators in the region are suffering massive losses due to the overcapacity in the Middle East. And it seems China is buying up lots of slots in the peninsula, and they will be calling the shots. So this news was shared by a shipping expert who is based in the Middle East, okay, who has experience in Saudi, Qatar, and Oman. I'm sorry, UAE, Saudi, and Qatar. So let me know if you're in the shipping industry. Is this information correct? Is this information wrong? What are your thoughts on it? And yes, the fact that many people are leaving the Middle East, especially in the shipping sector, and moving to stable countries which offer a stable career in future. All right, the next one is UAE-based news. I'll give you a rundown of all the stuff that I've read online. Online fraud, it seems, has increased as per national.ae. It seems con artists are using threats and intimidation to cheat UAE residents out of cash. I know this for a fact because one of my friends, very close friends, she shared with me a screenshot of, she had put a fridge, advertising a fridge to be sold. She ended up getting this guy who gave her a PayPal account, and before you know it, she was getting threats that she's going to be threatened by a lawyer or something, Pakistani guy. Over here in the report, it seems a UAE resident handed over more than 22,000 dirhams, so 6,000, that she met someone online who promised her to pay the debts. Another one is a woman who was shown a bank account of a man who showed her $1 million in the bank, and later on turned out to be fake. You have all these shit which is happening in especially UAE, all the frauds. Please take care. Make sure that your details are not put online. Then you have Khaleej Times, which states Dio swindled 6.5 million dirhams from banking customers in Dubai. An Emirati man, 35-year-old, and a 44-year-old Canadian who is currently on the run. They both managed to convince a person to transfer $2 million to their account of the free zone company, stating that they were going to invest it. So the money was transferred, lots of money, that is total of 6.5 million. And now they are, have they been caught? Well, I think they have been caught, obviously. That is why its report is come. Then you have this company that was by Gulf News. It's the company, what is the name? Esports. They issued a check for the winners of Mobile Legends Bang Bang tournament, which is a nice little game you can try on your iPad, iPhone, or Android device. So they had this game, this competition that was across the GCC 12 teams, and they finally had winners who were given checks of 1,000 dirhams and the prize money of 25,000 dirhams. The title winner got 12,000, runner-up 7,000, third place winner 3,000, and consolation prizes of 1,000 each. But the joy of the winners proved to be short-lived because the checks bounced, and they are very hurt and very sad. And I came to know about this from one of my friends who actually was offered a job in esports. And he said, Lloyd, what do you think of this company? And next thing you know, he sent me this. So please be careful of whichever companies you're working for. Make sure that you get your payment on time. If you do not get, or the company has a bad reputation, do not work with them. Khaleej Times also reports that suicide is on the increase with expats. In this article, they share about Khaleej Times, which wants to be the knight in the shiny armor, calls Dubai police to stop expats' suicide bid. I checked with some of the reporters. They said the number of suicides have been on the increase, especially with the Indians, Asians, who, Pakistani, Bangladesh, Sri Lankans, who are getting depressed because of the number of scams or issues or financial problems. Coming down to property news in UAE, this one was reported by Bloomberg. DIFC Gate Avenue, which was supposed to be one of the luxury, premium kind of hub that was going to attract the who's who to purchase stuff. It seems that nobody wants to open up shop over there. The Dubai International Financial Center is facing its biggest slump yet. It's 1 billion dirhams, that is $272 million Gate Expansion Avenue, with its marble-lined underground promenade, okay, and its towers that it was connecting with its 1 kilometer long passageway, where it promised 200 shops, luxury shops and restaurants. And it also stated, when they were advertising, that 90% will be sold in advance upon completion 3 years on. After 3 years, after they gave all these amazing promises, only 2 dozen shops have opened, and the rest remain closed. Nobody, it seems, is wanting to open shop there. They have even offered free rent. They have offered a lot of benefits, but nobody wants to open up shop. Christopher Payne, who was DIFC's economic advisor, left in April. Warren Krawchuk, a senior vice president for retail, he also resigned. Then Pinaki Aich, who was in charge of group strategy, also left. So all these people who were supposed to be the key position holders in DIFC to sell the space all have resigned. Even Chief Real Estate Officer Nabil Al-Kindi, he also resigned. So DIFC doesn't seem to be doing very well. And best part is, they are planning to open another 13 million square feet, the size of London's Canary Wharf, to the financial sector, dubbed DIFC 2.0, because they predict in the future that they would have massive growth. What they're currently doing to attract buyers is they are giving free rent for shops, free rent for restaurants that open. They're also hosting free yoga classes, comedy nights, and tribute bands to attract crowds. But nobody wants to open shop. And if you thought only Bloomberg was bashing up DIFC Avenue Gate, you have livemint.com and don.com. Both of them are reporting, thanks to Reuters, that the priciest designer stores, the priciest mall, which was supposed to open, same, the Gate Avenue. If you actually go and check gateavenue.difc.ae, where they were planning to attract the rich, who's who, affluent people, and especially the bankers, to come down and purchase, spend their money. But nothing is happening. Even popular malls like the Mall of the Emirates, as per this report, Mall of the Emirates is having many shops closing down. They're having very less footfall. And Alain Bijani, who is the CEO of Al Futtaim, Majid Al Futtaim, he says consumers are more cost conscious, obviously. And the 5% tax which was introduced, the oil prices which are crashing, the weaker economy growth, and the lack of job stability have hurt retailers. Patrick Shaloub, CEO of Dubai's Shaloub Group, has closed down more shops than opened, it seems, such as luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, I have to pronounce that as Louis Vuitton, and Dior and Swarovski, all of them have closed because people have less disposable income. Well, I'm glad they realize that right now. And as per the survey conducted by McKinsey in May, showed that 80% of the expats, 80% are worried about job losses, and they are cutting down on spending and eyeing on prices because they don't want to spend excess, they don't want to spend money. Where once upon a time, as per this article, once upon a time where people had a lot of excess money, now they do not have any to just spend. In fact, a British resident, Mr. Paul Gomes, said you'll be hearing more of firing and less of hiring. And he has been out of work for 6 months. So this is the state of affairs for the retail. Moving on to still property news. This one was pretty humorous. You had a national.ae that reported this wonderful little community, which is tanmiyat.ae. If you check their website, very impressive website, nice. They have all these wonderful facilities that this community is offering. Gyms, football pitches, basketball courts, playground, jogging track, pool, Central Park, American schools, American, not Indian, not Pakistani, not Bangladesh, American schools. Community dedicated to daycare, medical treatment, 5-star hotel, online, interactive map, mosques, shopping malls, volleyball court, all these wonderful benefits that they are offering. Nice photograph where they say living reimagined and real estate reinvented. What wonderful words. Powerful scriptwriter. I have to applaud, clap my hands for the copywriter who wrote all this. Real estate reinvented, living reimagined, and everything even rebranded. You should try Bookloy Macedo. Okay. So after all this wonderful website and all these wonderful words and wonderful pictures, it seems Tanmiyat, Living Legends, it's called Living Legends Project, the legend who's living, which is a luxury master development project, luxury, with a 9-hole, so many holes, asshole, okay, 9-hole golf course, which was sold to buyers as a centerpiece where you can see Burj Khalifa, you can see horseshoe crafted course, designed by renowned designer Peter Haradine, Haradine, okay. Sadly, it seems is unfinished. So much for the luxury development 9-hole asshole course. Best part is residents have to still pay 16 to 25,000 dirhams a year for service charges without any service, without any services. Some of the complaints that these people have is, it seems, death stalker, wow, scorpions to saw-scaled vipers, the most poisonous UAE poisonous creatures, it seems, are available in plenty over there. They have open sewage, they have swarms of mosquitoes, air conditioning problems, water connection problems, electrical delays, lack of street lighting, lack of street signage, lack of landscaping, lack of lighting, lack of boundary fencing, and lack of homes connected to the water electricity grid. 500 people in the community, it seems, are living and they are having a very, very tough time. In fact, I went to the Facebook group page, which is Living Legends Tanmiyat, okay, and I checked the reviews. Fairuz Balushi, he says, don't do the mistake of buying a property with Tanmiyat, which I've done. Worst service ever. Please get in touch with me if you need to know more about Tanmiyat. Fairuz Al-Balushi. Adil Hussain says, worst place to live. Villas are not constructed. Services are pathetic and management is not bothered with any service-related issues. Living here has complained several times. No action taken. Issues keep piling up. No lighting in general places. No greenery. Would never advise anyone. See, this is the problem in UAE. You invest your money, you look at those wonderful brochures, fantastic websites, reimagined, reinvented, and whatever, blah, blah. You put your millions and only then you get bathroom kakus stuff. Adam ST says, worst place to live in. I have water leakage from the apartment on the upper floor for 2 months now. They forget about it and now the ceiling has fallen down almost on our dog. Poor doggy. Bad service, bad maintenance, bad management, awful finishing. We are going to leave here very soon. What a mistake. And new thing is the AC company and register. What a rip-off. Priorities go to villas, not the apartments. Okay. Then you have Slima Zaran. Big name. Okay. I never thought about this issue before I have a baby. I can't walk around the compound as my baby, as there are no ramps for the trolley, which is really disrespectful of handicapped people and for moms with children. Please take it. It would be appreciated if you solve this as soon as possible. Oh, so many complaints. In fact, Jamal Grugor, who purchased a 4-bedroom villa in 2017, shared pictures of snakes in his compound. Work has not been completed in a year, no security, and everyone gets in. Jaswinder Singh Bale, he purchased a 6-bedroom villa for 6.3 million in 2015 and he has yet to move in. From 2015 to 2019, 4 years. He put in 6.3 million. Now his family can't move in. I have 3 daughters. I have an expensive villa that I cannot live in. We were sold this dream of a lifestyle destination. Now my life and destination both are hanging. You see, that is the reason you should not believe companies in the Middle East, especially in Dubai, in UAE. They'll promise you sun, moon and stars. They'll attract investors, but they'll never deliver. For example, if you purchase from DAMAC, which is such a powerful brand, it has certainly bamboozled all the poor residents, saying that, no, now you cannot allow external cleaners, maids and vendors to operate on our premises. If you do, you will be fined. If you want to call any cleaner, maid or you call us. We will overcharge you So we can make some money because the market conditions are very bad. So fuck you if you have any problem with that. You see, landlord in the end is the boss. That's why I tell people, please do not purchase any property in UAE or the Middle East. Next one, good news to the people who purchased a property, who invested their hard-earned money. Property prices are still falling down, and right now it has decreased to $10,000 from the past 2 months. In fact, for those who have invested, those morons, those idiots who invested in the UAE property, congratulations, because as for this report, Dubai House Pricing Index shows that every month 1.6% of its value has been declining month after month, and it has fallen 15.3% annually. So imagine you put in 10 million, it's reducing 15.3% annually. So you purchased at a price which was overhyped. Coming to still bad news, Dubai hotels have the worst quarter. I'm pretty surprised that they even shared this news. Arabian Business says that Dubai hotels suffer the worst Q2, that is second quarter, occupancy rates of the decade. It seems it's the lowest since 2003. And JBR, Dubai Jumeirah Beach Residence, which is owned by the UAE government. Okay, imagine now the UAE is saying that we are booming. UAE says that we are doing very well, but UAE run properties, well, they are cutting down jobs. 500 jobs have been cut down because of lack of business. Dubai Jumeirah, which manages 24 hotels in 8 countries, has cut down 500 jobs, and its occupancy has been the lowest since 2009 and the lowest revenue since 2003. Why? Because oversupply, real estate prices crashed, regional tensions, low oil prices, and retail slump, which is why the only way for them to survive is to cut down permanent overheads, and that is salary. In the other news, Dubai business Abraj has been fined 1.15 billion dirhams for all its irregularities and fraudulent practices. What I find funny is the company is undergoing massive losses. From where are they going to cough up 1.15 billion dirhams, which I don't understand. And then if you thought, desperation was at its highest, you have UAE, which comes out with a credit card where you should not be living on credit, but they come out with this credit card, and now it's a Hindu credit card. What do I mean by Hindu credit card? My Seva. So if you spend money that you don't have on this credit card and put your life into a loan, and where you pay the highest interest in the world, which is in UAE, that donation goes, whatever you spend on the card, the donation goes for building the temple. My Seva credit card. So instead of you donating the money that you have in your wallet, which you can pay 5 dirham, 10 dirham, 1 dirham, $1, $10, $100, take this credit card. Take this credit card, spend on it, and that's how you donate to the temple. I don't seem to understand the connection between putting your life in credit, giving 66% interest to the banks, making sure that you end up in jail, and contributing to a Hindu god or a Hindu temple. What will they come out with next? My Seva is for temple. My Christ will be for the churches. My Allah will be for mosques. Please don't be stupid. Don't take this card. But anyway, if you're stupid, you can take this card. My Seva. My Seva. Oh. Coming down to UAE. Remember, I told you VAT is a way for Dubai to make money for it to finance its projects. Well, some of you laughed and didn't believe me when I said it. Well, Khalid Shams has finally reported. I don't know how did they come out with this. Jomon George, chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India's South region, estimated that UAE's VAT collection is expected to increase by 8 billion. They will collect 35 billion dirhams, 35 billion, thanks to VAT. So it's like you encourage people to spend more. The more they spend, the more money you make. And that is how you will take care of all the infrastructure and all the projects. So 35 billion is not a small amount. If 35 billion annually, it can actually save a country. So UAE, congratulations for making some good amount of money. And it's not only Dubai that is making money. Abu Dhabi toll gate, which I spoke to you before, which I taken the survey. Remember the nice little survey with all of you putting your comments. So yes, you'll be paying toll. Congratulations, good news. You'll be paying toll to contribute to UAE. So it seems that they will reduce the traffic, which doesn't make any fucking sense, because Dubai is so fucking hot that if you walk for even 30 seconds, you start sweating like a pig. So how will you reduce traffic? Well, if you don't go in your car, you need to have a bus. But the buses only travel straight, only on the main road. If you want to, instead of going straight, if you want to go to the left or to the right, to a villa that is 1 kilometer away from the main road. So you get down from the bus and what do? Dance? Fly? No, you have to take a cab. And there you have to spend even more money than you spend on having your own car. And then there are no developed rails. There's no developed... you can't even cycle because it's so fucking hot. So what the fuck do you do? So this is all fucking bullshit that is going to reduce traffic. In fact, if you check during peak hours, on the Salik gates, where the Salik gate is there, traffic is bumper to bumper. So they are busy making fucking money. Got a cold, sorry. They're busy making fucking money, telling you fucking rubbish. Remember when the Salik came out in Dubai? First they said we'll only have 2 Salik gates. Then it became 4 Salik gates. Then they said you only pay 4 dirhams, you travel, and when it becomes 24 dirhams, you stop. Then after that they said, no, not 24 dirhams. You travel unending number of times, you have to pay never-ending amount of charges. Then they increase the Salik gates to 10 places or 12 places or whatever. So every time they're increasing the expenses even more. And they are giving you fucking bullshit that it reduces traffic, that it encourages people to travel through alternate modes which are non-existent. They just keep increasing number of toll gates, they keep increasing number of charges, and traffic has actually fucking increased. How is it fucking decreased? Which I never seem to fucking understand. In fact, I want to ask you a question. Has traffic actually decreased? Do you feel traffic has decreased? Do you think there's any benefit of having Salik? Has it benefited you in any way? Have you managed to go faster to your destination? Or is this all fucking bullshit that they're giving you? Which I personally feel is bullshit. Let me know in the comments. And also, one more thing. This Abu Dhabi toll gate that is coming, you can't pay from your Dubai this thing. You need to have a separate account. And so that you'll be paying in Dubai, then you'll be paying in Abu Dhabi. And guess what? Very soon they will have in Sharjah, they'll have in Ras Al Khaimah, they'll have in Ajman, they'll have all over the UAE. So you'll have Salik, Malik, Palik, Pulik, click and lick. Lick my dick. That's what you will have. So this is the story of UAE with all the bullshit that they give you. Traffic is not going to reduce. And you're just going to spend more money. So if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. And if you think I'm right, let me know. I'm very interested to know your views. Is this Salik lick my dick? Is this actually working? Okay. Next one is launches a new app. Congratulations. Because UAE wants to be global with Expo 2020. Launches another video. Yes, Skype is there. No, we will not use Skype. Facebook Messengers is there. No, we will not use that. WhatsApp is there. Free calls and video. No, we'll not use all this. This is all free. We want something much better. So we'll give Bootim. But with Bootim, you pay money first for using Bootim. Its downloading is for free. And then you pay money to use the Wi-Fi. And you have to pay more if you use from home and less if you use from the mobile phone, but the mobile phone connection is not strong, so you have to pay more. And on top of that, once you say yes to Bootim, we will access all your data on your phone. And on top of that, once you pay money for using Bootim and pay money for using the Wi-Fi, we'll also bombard you with ads on bottom, which you are charging bottom. So we'll be making money through you, through the internet usage, through advertisers. And we'll also access your mobile phone device, check all your information, which we will use against you. Congratulations. So Do launches another one, new app. It's called Yazir Chat. So it joins us Bottom CME and Haya Messenger as Do's list of video apps. And it's only 50 dirhams per month for mobile users, only 100 dirhams per month for home users. Plus, you'll have extra mobile charges costing only 5 dirhams a day. All these apps are available on Android and OS. So we are so modern, what UAE is trying to say is we are so modern that we don't want to use Skype, which is the whole world uses. We don't want to use WhatsApp, which the whole world uses. We don't want to use Facebook Messenger. We don't want to use all this, which is for free. All this is for free online. We don't want to use all this. We are so modern. We are so forward thinking. And we want to always tell you that it is salad, fruit salad, and Do, we are making billions of dirhams profit. Not because we are monopoly, but because we are visionaries. Visionaries, yes. That's why so many people look on UAE as such a modern country where the world follows Skype, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger for free calls, free messages, free audio calls. But no, we will charge you. We are that modern. Very good. That's why it's called camel brain. Okay, anyway. Next one, UAE news. They tell you good news is if you are going to die, which you don't know when you will die, please, if you're going to die, please plan your succession and will. Legal experts in UAE are saying that a lot of people are dying. In UAE. And after they die, their relatives are running pillar to post. As per this article, they're running pillar to post because they are unable to access the accounts, unable to open the bank account. Even if you have a joint account, you can't access it. Why? Because UAE says, oh, he died. Shut down the account. Keep the money for ourselves, or we will give it to them after 6 months, 1 year, or we will never give it to them. So, and for those cases where, you have an accident and you die and you get blood money, which is, someone dies as per Islamic law, you get blood money. And if you don't have a will, the lawyers come and say, we are there to help you. We are there to help you. We are lawyers. They take 20% of this blood money. Bloody money. They take 20%. Only 20%, yeah. They take as their fees. And then they make sure that you get the blood money or you get the bank account because they will take 20% of everything. So what they say is, please make sure that you have will and succession. And attestation, it's not very expensive. It's only 2,000 to 5,000 dirhams just to get this documentation attested. And then you have to pay extra to the Dubai government and you have to pay extra to the lawyers and extra, just roughly around, couple of $1,000 that you will just lose. That's all, yeah, that's all. So UAE really cares about you. So just plan your succession and will. Just make sure that you put all your hard-earned money into creating this will. So after you die, your family doesn't suffer. Okay, next one. This is a rather sad news. I don't want to make fun of it. The pathetic school that I studied with the pathetic teachers, Sharjah Indian school, cheap shit school. In that couple of students, not a couple of students, rather all the students who hoped for a great future. We don't use anything that we studied from school in our real life anyway. So this pathetic school had one poor student, Neil Kumar, who, hoped that his future would be taken care of. His father worked in UAE for 52 years. His father, Purush Kumar, his mother, Seema. They worked for 52 years. They saved money. They sent their son to United States for him to settle down there, only son. And unfortunately, he was shot dead. And he died. And now the father is heartbroken and the mother, they have lost their only son. My heartfelt, condolence to the family. Like they say sometimes, you just don't know, you plan too far ahead. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen. And Unfortunately, Neil Kumar is no more. So, like I always tell you, life is too short. In fact, my thoughts go to the father who worked for 52 fucking years in the UAE. He worked like a dog, saved money, sent his son, and now it's all gone. I don't know what to say, man. It's like life is so fucked up. Anyway, next one. I just don't know what to say about this. Anyway, next one. 5 men rape a teenager in Dubai, UAE. A Marathi boy, 16, was raped by compatriots, and this is how they bumped into each other is social media. So please be careful of social media. Do not trust anybody that you meet or make friends with. You just do not know who they are, what they are. In fact, one of the fraud cases that was one of the major scandals that was going on is this group of mafia, or this group of people who brought in these females who used to strip and show their breasts and masturbate and all that in camera. So the camera was kept straight while they were recording from the side. So this is a big screen. I think it's a big screen. The camera, the female is sitting straight. They had a camera at the side. So you would video chat with the female and they would busy record you. And the female would make you strip. And you would obviously think, wow, a hot girl is showing me everything. Let me also show her everything. They would record, and after that, they would get in touch with you. These guys would get in touch with you and say, we're going to show this to the entire world. We're going to show it to your family, to your office, wherever, if you don't cough up the money for the video. And I know this, why? Because I've had clients who got in touch with me stating that their naked videos or their photographs were being recorded and they were going to be blackmailed. So please be careful of people you meet online. I get in touch with so many, and I know this happens. Do not give any information. Do not trust anyone. Especially, I've got ladies and even guys who have given money. In fact, one of the later articles is about a Thai man who gave, I think, 2 million or 3 million. He gave it to this female that he saw online who was very beautiful. But later on, he found out that he found her accidentally on some other site, and then he made a complaint to the police only to find out that she's not so attractive. Remember, there are filters, there are ways to make yourself look attractive. Don't fall for what you see online. In fact, I know of a female who's actually 200 kilos. She works in one of the 7-Eleven. But if you actually see her photograph on Facebook, she looks very slim. But in real life, she's 200 kilos. I know of another female who is so dark. She's really dark, but if you see her on Facebook, she looks really white because of makeup and filter. So please don't fall for stuff that you see online. You can fake whatever you want online. Don't believe it. Here's College Times, which reports man rapes a girl after luring her online. From a man from GCC who has been jailed for 15 years. I think he should be jailed for life. Lured a teenage girl he met online. He made the girl believe that he was well off and he promised to marry her, and she fell for it. Well, he managed to meet her outside a wedding, and he raped her. The funny thing which I found in this article is the girl's elder brother, who beat up the rapist, he's also having charges pressed against him for beating up the rapist. Welcome to the law of the land. Next news, Dubai to Sharjah in 8 minutes. They are opening up a new driveway in Triple E Street where you have a 12-kilometer corridor which will channel 2,000 vehicles during peak hours, and you will go from Dubai to Sharjah in 8 minutes. But here's my question to you. Agreed, you can go from Dubai to Sharjah in 8 minutes. But to reach this road, I think it'll take you 40 minutes to reach this road, and then 8 minutes, and then 40 minutes to reach from the end of that road to your destination. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. End of the day, you're spending the same. Then you have Economic Times of India that is advertising that Indians get arrival, visa on arrival. Finally, now they're being so kind to Indians. Before they didn't want Indians. Now, 14 days you get visa on arrival where you can renew by paying 250 dirhams with 20 dirhams service fee. Simple, because they want you to spend those hard-earned rupees in Dubai. And for people who are from China. You have people sending me this news. Lord, see the opportunities. Chinese teachers are going to be hired in UAE. So there's a big boom in the teaching industry. Well, if you read the article and use your common sense, you will come to know that there were 150 vacancies out of 7 or 9 million people staying in UAE. 150 only. So why are you guys jumping the gun? It's like this article, which is in Khalij Times. 7,600 jobs were created. Wow. They were created in Dubai last month. 7,600 jobs. Because they renewed 2,394 licenses, which created 7,600 jobs. I would say that there is an element of truth in this. Yes, there are new jobs being created. However, they're not telling you how many jobs are being lost. That means you have to terminate somebody and then bring someone cheaper in that job. They're not telling you this. They're just telling you new jobs are there. But the reality is, the people who are getting big salaries in their existing jobs, they're being booted out and cheaper staff are being taken. So where there were 2 people, before there were 2 people working in one particular job, they kicked out both and they brought in one dumb idiot to work for 2 people's job for slightly increase in income, but more work. Okay, next on UAE is something to be proud about. Before you had the domain, UAE had AE.AE as their domain name. So UAE wanted to show that, oh, we are very modern. So they bought in U. That means the .U. So before they had AE, so now they bought U. So now U, one domain, and AE, another domain. So UAE gets the first single letter government domain. Congratulations. I don't know how that is going to help the business, but it's something to be proud about. So before they had AE, now they have U. Instead of having UAE, they have U, one domain, AE, another domain. How about using your common sense and having UAE? I don't understand. Another report which I felt like laughing, Gulf News says that UAE professionals are overworked. Really? UAE professionals are overworked? It seems they have symptoms of burnout when they don't take their vacation in 3 months. If that is true, I would say everyone has burnouts. My theory is, if you have work to do, if you have a family to take care of, if you have priorities, there is no chance for fucking burnout. This is all this new generation of millenniums who are coming there. Oh, we need vacation, we need holidays. Fuck off. Work is work. Do your work, earn some fucking money. This is all bullshit. People are overworked. It's a fact. UAE overworks everyone. So burnout is rubbish. Then you have Arabian business that says Dubai malls turn to technology to face the future of retail. What this whole article is coming out with, it seems in 2020, a Dubai-based tech firm known as Malls.global plans to launch a digital mall which will provide 2,500 brands online with immersive technologies and brand immersion, virtual reality, ground cues, micro-influencers, and you can purchase cryptocurrency. Very good. Sounds good in theory. As it is, nobody's buying from fucking malls. Nobody's going to the malls. So the only reason people are going to malls is to go out somewhere with their families or to get free AC where they can watch a movie, eat some cheap food and hang around, because there's hardly any place to hang around in a fucking hot desert. So you're coming out with this global online. All the best. The problem is they come with so much of hype, nothing's going to fucking happen in the end. This is what it is. Sticking with UAE news, you have Virgin, that is Richard Branson, who says, I'm sorry, you are keeping dolphins in Dubai hotels. I'm not going to sell any more tickets. So Atlantis, the Palm, which provides tourists and UAE residents with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be up close and personal with dolphins in Dolphin Bay. Well, now Richard Branson and Virgin Holidays is going to stop promoting and attracting all the goras who want to dance with dolphins, because they're saying, no, you are caging those poor mammals. Well, nobody from Palm was available to comment. Then UAE News, which is, if you don't know, you're an idiot. Don't post videos online, because if you do, you might be jailed, which is very common, and this is nothing new, so please be careful. Coming to UAE expats. These are the bits of news that UAE expats have shared with me, so let's quickly jump into what the expats have to share. So a bit of expat information or news that is shared with me and which is not mentioned in the newspapers. So this one is from one of the readers, or rather viewers of YouTube, who said, Loy, I would like to expose olive.com, a job portal for students' internship. If you want to know what is wrong about olive.com, please check the Glassdoor review of the company. Do not fall for their website. So he shared with me the website, olive.com. It looks very nice, very professional. I was like, whoa, wow, very nice website. Must be a very professional company. However, then I was given this link, which is dated January 13th, 2019. And it says, quite possibly one of the worst chapters in my life. Thank you, Olive. A former employee who wishes to remain anonymous has recommended the following. Doesn't recommend, has a negative outlook, disapproves of the CEO, and the person worked in Olive full-time. So the pros. In the pro side, management aside, I work the best, hardest working, inspiring people that I've ever crossed my paths with. I wish them all the best in achieving greatness post-Olive life. Sounds very feminine. These kind of, the style of writing is very female-oriented, feminine, and as you listen to it, you'll find out. So the cons. So the the plus side, she's praising herself. On the con side, it says, it all begins with their first interview with the CEO. And mind you, I feel the person who has written this review, this is my assumption, I feel is a young girl, because this is a very typical young female kind of method of expression. So she says, the cons. It begins with your first interview with the CEO, charismatic yet toxic and corrupted words that spill from his mouth, promising you falsities that lull you into believing that you're joining the working family ripe with opportunities. It doesn't take you longer than a month in that company to see past his lies and notice the cracks in his charisma mask. A very feminine way of expressing. I feel that this girl who has written was born and brought up in UAE, raised there. That's why, it's very typical. This is the younger generation. He might as well burn the contract you signed right in front of you, because this is how he treats it, thinking he's above the employment rules. The culture of the workplace oozes and festers toxicity. Oh, festers. Okay, you treat it in such a way that you leave your desk feeling your self-worth slip away more as days go by, believing it. Very feminine way of talking, like you told me, feminine way of expressing. You work like a dog, and yet a dog receives treats for good efforts. At Olive, you're chained to your work, waiting for the CEO's promotion or salary rise to follow through. You're made to juggle a lot more roles and tasks that you initially sign up for, even tasks that you clearly below you, and you expect to do so without complaint, which is very typical of the youngsters who are educated in Dubai. They feel certain jobs are lower than them, and they have this feeling of anticipation. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash up the person who's working, but I'm telling you their mentality. Contractual hours do not exist. Well, they don't exist in UAE. You're expected to work hours past the end of your working day, even on weekends, which is normal in UAE. If you get up to leave when you're supposed to, you're made to feel bad about it the next day, called into his office the next day and told that you're weak and not a loyal employee. Family and personal life be damned. This is very feminine. Okay, these dialogues. Okay, should he suspect that you're thinking of leaving, he will either entice you to stay with things like a fancy, ridiculous title change and false promises, or treat you worse than before until you finally give in and hand in your resignation. However, even wanting to quit doesn't finally bring you peace. The CEO treats this resignation as a personal insult, making your life miserable until you never have to hear from him again. It's not a secret, this company is not financially sound. Olive is a loan-hungry company that is surprisingly still managed to keep its head above the water, or so it seems. Soon the public pretense will slip and bankruptcy will finally lay claim. Should you be terminated by the CEO without real reason? The reason is quite simply due to the fact that there are no more funds he can part with further to your already underpaid salary. I warn you that even do not consider the thought of working here, especially if this is one of your first forays into the working world. Very feminine choice of language. Okay, you'll be led to believe that Olive is your first step towards a fruitful professional life, but you'll end up walking out feeling quite literally, emotionally, mentally, physically shattered by the time you're there. Emotionally, that's very feminine. Okay. Such a shame that a company that used to be specifically targeting aiding the youth treated its own youth so abysmally, okay, dampening their creativity, intellect, and integrity for the management's own personal gain. I would give this place 0 stars. If I could give this place 0 stars, I would. Okay, so this is a really stinky review for olive.com. If anyone of you has any more information with regards to Olive, please let me know. Next, one of my friends who's working for the bank said that Deutsche Bank, the meltdown has started. It is impacting all of the banks. This will result in job freezes, job cuts, and people in his bank are also losing jobs. He has requested me not to mention the bank or anything about him. So as you say, I will not. The next one is this email that was sent to me by someone in Dubai. It says, Loy, after the financial doldrums of 3-4 years, staff delay was by 4 months. Ambassador Hotel, the first star-rated hotel in Dubai, is finally closing down. Here are a couple of pics. So the other hotel is also Astoria Hotel. So he's currently working there, and it seems salaries are delayed by 4 months. Then what kind of star is that hotel? Okay. Like I told you, this was also the funny news that a Thai man sent 2.3 million baht to a beautiful girl that he met online, only to find out that this girl is not as beautiful as her photograph shows, which I always tell you, be careful. Okay, next one. This was sent by Cummins in LinkedIn, Cummins Arabia, Juanita. She has put this publicly. Hello all, I'm an experienced service provider looking for a new opportunity as my role was unfortunately made redundant yesterday. I'm a strong-willed individual, quick learner, and an adaptable team player. I come from an automotive background working for a major multinational organization. I've held positions such as senior service advisor, service lead, warranty controller. I've also experience on onboard logistics. My last role was functional excellence specialist dealing with various locations, ensuring customer excellence in all branches and development of process procedures as well as KPI metrics, internal audits, business development, among other things. I have a valid UAE driving license and I'm available immediately. I'm open to share my resume. Any leads would be appreciated. So this is Cummins Arabia. It seems they are terminating people left, right, and center. And then it's Scott Davison, who is a Ward Power Commercial Director. It's regrettable to hear Janitas has been made redundant. Can I ask anyone in leadership position who has a position in UAE that they need? So, he has given a recommendation to employ her. Okay. So it seems Cummins is removing people left, right, and center. So a couple of other things that people have shared with me. Men on a family visa can get a work permit. Men who are under sponsorship from their wives can get a job. Congratulations. So they want people to remain there. But I'm pretty sure that there are some extra fees that you'll have to pay and conditions. Then I got husbands, fathers, and sons are eligible for work permits also. Oh, very good. So if you're under sponsorship, under your wives, you can also get a job, which was not possible before, but now you can. In the other news, which I thought was worth sharing, was it seems France has banned all children from under 15 from using their phones in school. Congratulations. Good. You should stop that. And in other sad news, it seems Instagram influencers are forced to get real jobs after like count was removed from Instagram. Poor girl, poor baby. In other news, I found there was a girl who was a sugar. She has 6 sugar daddies, and she she's a hardworking girl. She's not a prostitute. She doesn't do sex and all that. She's just a sugar girl. She has sugar daddies. And she only goes for dates, and they give her £18,000 per month. So this is a viable career for those of you. And she's looking forward to get a doctorate in neuroscience. Just imagine a scientist, a doctor who has sugar daddies. Wow. And we should respect women. Not treat them like sexual objects. Please don't treat them like sexual. Respect women. Okay? Yes. They call it the power of pussy, putang, as it's said. Oh, proud moment for India, as we have this wonderful Indian people who shared this video in Bali, where this Indian couple thought that these hotel that they were staying, all these accessories which are there, shampoo, jar and everything else, it was for free. So they thought, oh, we can take some extra souvenirs back home and show our family. But then they got a little problem, and well, it seems now they are famous all over India, where wherever they stay, wherever Indians stay, they will check their baggages. Congratulations, Indians. And then you had this wonderful gentleman who works for, I think, Abu Dhabi municipality, and he was listening to his earphones and dancing to the music. So they were sharing this viral and saying that, see, someone is enjoying his job. Well, that's a good way to look at it. I hope he enjoys himself as he's dancing, and it shows his heart, it shows his willingness to enjoy life. Then you had this funny bit that was shared. Select all the squares with jam. If they're none, skip. So, this is pretty funny. I thought it was funny. I don't know if you find it funny. Next one, I shared this wonderful post on social media. Difference between my generation versus today's generation. My generation, when he went to the moon, clicked 5 photographs. Female goes to the bathroom, clicks 37 photographs. What do you think? Do you think this actually happens with our generation? And why do girls click photographs in the toilet? I can never seem to understand that. Why? Okay, anyway. And last if not the least, if anyone, there are some people who say, Law, you're a motivational coach, you're an inspirational coach, you should send positivity. This is the kind of positivity that I send when idiots get in touch with me to give you a dose of reality. One guy sent me a CV, and yes, it was pathetic CV, and he said, Lloyd, hit me with the honest truth, feedback of my CV. So this is the encouraging response I gave him. Your resume is among the worst I've ever seen. Forget offering a job. Don't expect anyone to even give you a call for an interview. Such a poorly presented resume. If this is the best you can do yourself in UAE, it's better you go back to India. So this is the kind of feedback that I give. What do you think? It's rude. In fact, a female wrote to me on this thing. She wrote to me saying, oh, I need help to get my husband out of Dubai where he's being held. He did not work. He's a engineer from USA. But after he did his work, they're not letting him go until he pays a large amount of money. What can we do? Can you help him get out? Please tell me, what can I do? So what I responded to her was, there's nothing I can do. Your husband is in Dubai, working for a company, signed a contract. Unless he pays the money, he can't leave. I don't know why he has to pay him money, but he must have signed a contract. So what do you want me to do? So what I told her is go to report to the fucking police, the labor, the embassy, the consulate, on social media, put it all over. You can't stop a person from leaving a company, from resigning. And if they are doing something that is illegal, if you report to the police, labor, embassy, consulate, social media, well, the company will be in shame and they will tell him go. However, if he is doing something illegal, he'll be jacked. And then I told the wife, what I can't understand is, where did your husband lose his fucking balls to be the man he needed to do his work? That he needed his wife to do his fucking work for him. I suggest you go and tell your husband to learn to be a man first, not asking his wife to do his fucking job. The reason your husband doesn't have the courage to be a man is the reason he's getting fucked around. The day he gets his courage to stand up for himself, forget a company, nobody will have the courage to fuck around with him, which is common sense. So instead of like saying, oh, help my husband, tell your husband to help him fuck himself. So this is what I responded. So for those of you who keep saying, Lo, you're a motivational coach, encourage me. This is how I fucking encourage people. So I hope this makes sense to you. Anyway, guys, this was another edition of all the stuff that I've received. Let me know what you think, good, bad, ugly, in the comment section below. Remember, I never delete or censor any comments. And if you have any confidential information to share with me, my WhatsApp is there. My email is there. I never reveal your details. So until then, guys, please take care of yourselves. And for those who are looking out for jobs, you know what you're supposed to do. Rebrand your resume, focus on your interview skills, have a strategy, you'll get a job. And for anything else, well, you know who to get in touch with. This is me signing off for now. Thanks, guys. Take care.